Okay.
Chris, it's an easy task to pack the place when you're the second best team in the area. Elgin students showing up in force. Larkin managed to subdue the home crowd early. John Alesh going coast to coast, gets the bucket and the foul. Royals up one after one. Maroons find their game in the second quarter. Off the inbound, Sean Harrington glides in for the basket. He ignited his team all first half. Just before the break, Harrington beats the defense and beats the clock. The junior with 22 at that point. He would finish with 29, and Elgin was literally running away with this one, up 32-22 at halftime. The Maroons put it in cruise control in the second half. Brent Gooden about to make the defense dizzy. 16 points for him as he plays a best supporting role to Harrington. And Elgin coach Jim Harrington winning in style. Check out the tie. It does the trick on this night. Maroons remain undefeated with the 61-46 win over their Upstate 8 rival. Pack the place turned out to be a bad news, good news scenario, says Sean Harrington.
It started off and it hurt us actually because we came out, like I said, too excited. But once we got going and we got in the rhythm of the game, then it helped us out a lot.
To what looks like the mothership at Glenbrook South for girls action Thursday. The 9th-ranked Titans hosting number 16 Mother McCauley. Fabulous finish to this one, so let's pick it up late fourth quarter. Glenbrook's Susie McCreary nearly unstoppable. 27 points for her. Titans led 53-49.
So come on back.
Hey, Chris! Don't forget about the Gatorade Team of the Week. Up next on Prep Plus.
Two exciting high school basketball coming your way tonight on Jones Intercable and Channel 4 in Elgin, South Elgin. It's the Larkin Royals against the Elgin Maroons for the 85th time on the basketball court, dating back to January of 1964. These two teams will do battle. Yours truly, Jeff Myers, along with John Prigge. And John Prigge, you're a proud Elgin High grad. That won't influence how you cheer on this night. But what is good to see tonight is this great crowd that we have here at the Fieldhouse.
Absolutely. This is a crowd very reminiscent of when I attended here back in 1974 through 76. It's a great crowd. Packed the place is what it really is all about. And of course, a lot of people are here not only because of the rivalry, but because of the great Elgin team right now. They're 13-0. They are ranked number 8 in the state according to the Associated Press. Larkin with their 9-5 record. In the first week to 7 to 8 days, Jeff, of their season, they acquired more victories than they had all last year. So this is a good Larkin team. This is going to be a great matchup. This is a big rivalry, and you've got a lot on stake for both teams.
Yes, you do. Sean Harrington, as you know, has had a sensational junior season. He continues to travel up the list of all-time scorers for the Elgin High team and has got a chance on this night. You'll know by now, but you can see it here on videotape. He's just 20 points away from tying the legendary Flynn Robinson, who was a guard with the Chicago Bulls, the Milwaukee Bucks in the late 60s into the 70s, the Cincinnati Royals. Flynn Robinson with that great behind-the-back shot. He had behind the neck, if you will, almost a slingshot up there, who had such a great time here at Elgin High School. Sean Harrington potentially on this night passing that legendary figure. There you see Jim Harrington, the Elgin High coach, and some of the Larkin players. There's some of the Maroons gathering around as well. And it's an exciting time for Elgin High School. Unfortunately for the Royals, Darren Carter was injured at the holiday tournament on this same court right here, and Darren has a sprained ankle and was able to play on this Friday night in January.
Well, he certainly has some impressive stats. I mean, he, at this point prior to the injury, was averaging just under 17 points, just under 4 rebounds, 3.5 assists, and 2.5 steals a game. And those are impressive stats to have out of your lineup. So that certainly hurts the Larkin Royals in every game that Darren's not here.
Let's get ready for the introduction of the starting lineups here, and you'll hear this place really go. We continue to see Jim Harrington. There's the Maroons. There's Sean Harrington walking into your television screen there with the closely cropped hair. Now the crowd's going to be getting up as one as we get ready to enjoy the starting lineups. And some of the festivities that you see there, the fans with their Go Maroons coming our way with their fans. And I'll tell you what, we're going to take a quick 60-second timeout. We're back with Elgin against Larkin when we return after this timeout. There's the excitement we're seeing here as we went away just for a moment. And now we're going to get ready to have the introduction of the starting 5. And John Prigge, as always, this is such a wonderful game. You're seeing all the sea of Larkin coloring the Go Maroons, and they're holding up their little place cards, whatever you want to call them, Go Maroons right there. And just below your television, and that's going to be the exciting time that we'll have here tonight.
Well, in no way is this game a gimme for the Maroons, despite the record differences here. You know, you got a fired up West Side school over there, and that really is going to make a big difference for this game, and it should be an outstanding tilt here.
Yeah, you might see a head bobbing into your television set at home, but let's go right into the huddle, really, for the Royals as they come out here. We got cameraman Herb Wetstein right down there at courtside, and you should see the starting five for the Royals walk right into your home as we have the excitement of this game here, and it's great to see this crowd. We can't overemphasize that at all, because wonderful to see the full house, wonderful the energy level that exists, just like going to a Bulls game. Really noisier, really.
It certainly can be. I mean, this is a thunderous gym. It's a loud field house when it's full, and this is about the fullest I've seen it, Jeff, and I would say at least 3 or 4 years, if not at least the last 2.
On this particular game 2 years ago, January 12th, 1996, I think Herb Wetstein's going to be trampled by a player or two there. It was similar in nature to this, that great Lady Maroon team. It was a packed-the-place night, a ladies' game before, as it was on this Friday night. It was very much a pretty good house on that night. Certainly the Maroons showing this year with that 13-0, 8th right in, the longest winning streak ever in this field house. Can you believe it? 12 games.
That is a very long streak in one field house.
We're going to see, we're positioned there on the Maroons. They're not going to be the first team introduced. Now we're back to the Royals. We're going to go over here. For them, James Westbrook is going to be the first man out. You're seeing some of the Royal fandom right there. Westbrook is the 6'2", 160-pound senior. Again, Elgin anticipating, but we're going to look at the clad of the Royals coming out, and here comes David Soller, 6'2", 165 senior as well. And at one forward again with Darren Carter not there at the guard position. Coach Dominic Canada had to make some changes, but here's a pleasant change. Damian Brissett coming back from an injury, not seeing any basketball action to this moment, was not well this week, had like a touch of the flu. He's coming in there. Also, of course, we're going to see John Ellish.
Johnny Ellish, a big, important player on this team, along with a guy that I really like on this team, Denny Penrod, who had a good year for the Royals last year and is counted on quite a bit this year. He's got just over 7 rebounds and almost averaging 12 points a game.
Penrod is a 6'6" and 210-pound junior. We've got some of the cameras from the Chicago television stations here tonight, as well as really on the basketball map. Again, on this Friday night, the game was played January 7th. You're enjoying a replay on either Tuesday or Friday night on Jones Intercable. And now we'll have the introduction of the starting five for the Maroons. You see their cheerleaders standing up right there, and you see the great fun that they're having there. We swing our cameras over, and we're going to capture the Maroons coming our way, and it should be fun. As coming out here, you're going to see Michael Roth, again, the tradition with Elgin, to toss a maroon shirt to a fan of the player's choice, and that's what you'll see. Here, as we're going to see Matt Ludeman, who starred at the United Center on Tuesday, January 6th. He's out of your camera right now, but he gave the T-shirt to a fan in the front row. And that's what we're going to have coming our way as we continue the introduction. It's really a madhouse there at courtside, is it not? There's Jimmy Ebert, the 6'4" senior. And here comes, of course, Brent Gooden, who is 6'5" senior. And, of course, also it's going to be Sean Harrington, who scored 32 points now in his career here at Elgin High School. And there we go. After all the announcing, I think the crowd was exhausted by the time the players all got out there.
Well, I think as the game starts off, you're going to hear and see a lot of adrenaline, not only on the court, but in the stands here. A nice game here as far as the crowd participation goes. Referee cautioning the student section to stay back at all times. And this is just like the old days, Jeff, when you had administrators for the school holding up ropes, keeping the fans back in the corners. So what a great game this is going to be.
The anticipation on the bench, you can see in everyone's eyes for the Maroons. Now we're going to swing on to courtside action here, and we'll be ready to go. Exciting basketball action coming away right here on Jones Intercable as we're enjoying that right here. Ganalesh is going to jump it up with Brett Gooden. There we go. Again, from time to time, our cameraman, Herb Wetstein, who's not as agile as he once was maybe 10 years ago, might be trampled by a fast break. We should see some good video tonight.
Without a doubt. Check it on your national sports scene,
yeah.
Too. That tape may get sent out.
Yeah, look out, Gary Miller. We're going to get Herb Wetstein some video out there. Here we go. We're waiting because they're going to watch the crowd here, as John Prigge pointed out. Make sure no one drifts too close to the court. Make sure nothing is thrown, because it really becomes a small living room at this point, doesn't it?
It sure does, especially in the student section, with Elgin students right on the half-court line here to the, that would be the east side. If I'm not, I think it'd be the north side of the Chesborough Fieldhouse.
You've got good direction, young man. I know that. Here it is, tip controlled by, as you can see, Sean Harrington. Harrington again with 21 points here on this night would pass Flynn Robinson, moving to 7th on the all-time scoring list. They're working around the horn. That's Ludeman. Ludeman again made 4 threes at the United Center at halftime of a Bulls game on January 6th. Near side, Roth. Out on top now, it's going to go Ebert. Ebert in a crowd. There's Ludeman, land of 3, swish! Ludeman continues where he left off last week.
Matt Ludeman said, I had more time to practice this time than at the United Center. I'll take that open jumper.
3-0 count. He was in a high school shootout courtesy of Fox Sports Chicago. That really was an incredible showing the other day. Reset. Far side with a drive. Again, they'll work it around the horn. And Solar out on top. Going to go to Westbrook. Off balance. Force it to go through. Nice shot. Nice aggressive move by the junior Westbrook. Roth in forecourt. Stops. Pops. He's fouled from behind.
Looks like that foul is going to be called on James Westbrook, the 6'2", 160 junior. Michael Roth.
Okay. Going to the line. Is it Michael Roth will? Again, this is the 85th meeting between the two schools. Elgin leads the series 54-30, although Larkin leads here in the 90s 11-6. Although at one point they had won 9 in a row, had they not. Roth at the line. Really a good story with Michael Ross. You've heard it on our radio coverage all season long. Where, did he play a minute last year? I think not. Didn't play at all, did he?
Well, we did see him a little bit, but maybe a minute total. A couple of seconds maybe here and there.
Roth misses the first one after that big build-up, so he'll try once again. He's 5'11", and a senior. His second toss, good. 4-2, Elgin leads. Backcourt pressure, you can see. Westbrook with the basketball, number 30 on the Larkin jersey that he's got. Across that timeline, he's a great dribbler. Picks up the dribbler. He'll shove it now to John Alesh, stops, pops. Rims it out, no. Grissett, great board, no. Damien's working hard. He's a great leaper.
Yeah, he sure is, and you can tell Dom Canada was very, very happy to get him back into this lineup. He had to do without him for so long, and I think it made a big difference on the Royals.
Just in the energy level that he brings to that starting 5 is very important. Harrington, see him stop his form, stop and pop. Well, there's a brick. Grissett with the board. Television cameras from Chicago. Jones Intercable, probably a major college scout, 2, 3, or 4 here. Sean's first one was not a good one. Westbrook looks right. He'll dish it off. Hey, has his pocket picked by Harrington. Harrington much quicker than he would look to the eye. Harrington, dish it to Roth. Roth, you can see Westbrook on him. Michael with the hesitation dribble around to pick. He'll dish it now to no one in particular. Throws it away, but Harrington gets it back. Sean in a crowd. Dish it down low, almost right into our cameraman Herb. I think Herb just got his varsity letter that time, as you saw the basketball come right into your home.
Looked like the pass was intended for Jimmy Ebert, but I don't think Jimmy was ready for it. And Sean makes those crisp, clean passes, so everybody on the team is going to have to be aware of that.
4-2 is the count. Elgin up by that margin, 5:55. First quarter remaining. Tape delay, action coming away on Jones Intercable. And we're having a good time here on this game that was videotaped on Friday night, January 9th. If you were here, look for yourself. That's always some of the fun. We see lots of legendary folks there on the far side, which would have some of the Elgin parents and fans and all the Larkin fans as well on that side. Westbrook's going to lose the handle. There's a turnover by the Royals.
4-2 score. The Maroons ahead with 5:38 left in the first period.
In a game like this with so much emotion, takes a while to get your sea legs, if you will. Harrington with the double high post. Angles near side, as you can see. Dish it to Roth. Roth out on top. He'll dish it now far side to Ludeman. Again, Matt, very proud moment he had. He'll stop and pop it from the land of 2. Not good this time. Those jumpers from the top have been bricked so far for Harrington and Ludeman. There's Alish, and his shot is good. Continuation gets it to go for Big John.
Johnny Alish will go to the line to make a three-point play attempt here. Elgin right now, coming into the game now, this is the two guys that a lot of people have been talking about. The two Marcuses, the two sophomores, Marcus Smallwood and Marcus Howard. Smallwood number 21 and Marcus Howard number 22. I think, Jeff, you could safely say that maybe at the beginning of the season they were known as projects, and I think now they're closer to the prospects. A great a great addition to the Maroons this year at such a young age, and the future looks so bright for these two guys.
Johnny cans that free throw, as you saw. He's got 3 points. There's a Larkin lead, 5-4. Harrington will bring it across the timeline. Goes around a pick by Smallwood. Dribble drive for Sean in the air. No. Smallwood, you saw his great leaping ability to Ludeman. Back to Marcus Howard. Howard will dish it to Sean. Sean around that pick by Gooden. No advantage. He'll dish it now back to that angle left to Gooden, who is either fouled or traveled. Looks like he is fouled by Arroyo.
Foul could be on number 24, Johnny Alish.
You've got some trivia questions for us tonight in this historical night, do you not?
We have an Elgin High and a Larkin High trivia. Now, of course, because it's tape delayed, no prizes except the satisfaction of knowing who's king of trivia in your own house on this Tuesday night.
That's bragging rights, really. No question about that. Gooden to the hoop. No, he'll dish it to Howard. Near side, Howard in the lane from 12. It's no good. Rebound to Sean, right in the spot at the right time when he should be, his first 2.
Sean Harrington gets a lot of rebounds for a 6'3 guard.
Elgin the lead, 6-5. Westbrook will bring it up. These kids match up against each other a lot, whether it's at the Y or wherever it might be. Johnny, the dribble drive. There is going to be a foul. Whistle that on a Maroon.
That could be on the sophomore, number 21, Marcus Smallwood, a guy that we really like, but Jim Harrington knows that he's got to bring him into the game along with Marcus Howard slowly after a couple minutes have elapsed. He is definitely a threat on the defensive end, and we've seen, Jeff, in the Christmas tournament here at Elgin High, we've seen what kind of offensive skills he has as well. He was named to the Holiday All-Tournament team.
Yes, he was. He misses that first one. Johnny with 3 points on the night. 6-5, the count continues to be. Big John takes his time. That one's not good either. The carom's long. Who's got it? Sean Harrington tried to slap it off of Damian Grissett. He did a nice job and did that. So Elgin will bring it up.
That's 6-5, 4:21 left in the first quarter. Dom Canada's got to be pretty happy with the results so far. I'm sure he wanted to try and slow the Maroons down a bit.
Harrington will be picked up. As we saw there, there's going to be Howard, long jumper, rims it, no. Grissett high for the board, comes down. He'll dish it now to John Alish, and they'll bring it across the timeline quickly. Down deep, it's Penrod. He traveled. Nice pass down deep. Denny was just a little too far under.
That was influenced by the speedy Marcus Howard getting down to match up right with Denny Penrod.
And back, Sean will bring it. David Soller was his defensive posture there. Harrington, dish it down low. It's kicked by probably John Alish, and Elgin will retain.
Well, the Larkin Royals are going to get an opportunity to reset their defense right now, and coming into the game for the Royals, number 22, Kevin Ziesmer, the 6'2 senior guard. He's going to come in and relieve David Soller.
Yes, he is. So David sits down, Kevin in. And Ludeman out on top. Sean Harrington far side at the far hash mark. One-on-one time here, we would think. Yes, it is. Off balance, Banker. No. Rebound taken down by Ziesmer. Nice board. Outlet Westbrook. 6-5. It is. The crowd just waiting to find the tempo, the personality of the game right now. A full throng here at Chesborough. Elgin against Larkin for the 85th time. Grissett down deep. Good move. Has it partially blocked by Gooden. Taken down by Ludeman. Sean to Gooden. Is he too far under? No. Yes, he is. That time missed a shot after thought he might get it. Rebound battled for. Who's got it? You decide there. If you're the referee at home, who touched it last?
It's going to go Larkin's way. A lot of scrambling, a lot of sloppiness, and you're right, Jeff. Neither team is able to define a tempo for themselves in this game.
So it's going to be Ziesmer inbounding. 3:12 remaining in the first quarter.
Matt Krabby's going to check in, the 6'3", 185-pound senior forward. He's going to relieve Damian Grissett.
Damian, nice job. First 4 minutes and 50 seconds almost of the season. For a nice job for Damian. 6-5 is the count. Elgin on top by that. Ziesmer and Larkin have got the basketball on the old give and go on a pick and basically by John Alish. He can't hang on to it and it's thrown away. Last touch, I guess, by the fingertips of John. So here comes Elgin once again. Yeah, the place is just waiting to erupt.
It sure is, and I think a defining moment here is about due to happen with 3 minutes and the clock winding down. The Maroons with a thin 6-5 lead.
And Elgin with such a full house shooting into the basket and seeing a sea of people. That's not done every game here. They might not be used to that. Some of the shots hit on have been kind of not there. Near side, Ludeman. Matt will miss this three this time. Rebound tapped around. Howard's got it, but he fell out of bounds.
Well, he came down just a hair over that line there. It's going to give Larkin the ball now.
More substitutions. Damien right back in. What did he sit down?
Probably
30 seconds?
Probably took some advice from Dom Canada, and out goes Matt Krabby.
Yeah, it's nice to see him back in there. We're rooting for Damien Grissett, a very aggressive player, and certainly wish Darren Carter the very best. He gets back as quick as he can.
And he is here today in street clothes supporting his team.
Grissett across that timeline, you see. Guarded by Ludeman, a couple of 33s doing battle in the city of Elgin, east and west. Dish it now, Big John land a three, swish. John Alish now has 6 points.
Nice clean shot for John Alish.
6-8. Now once again the count 8-6 Larkin. I'm doing that a couple times here in this evening. What do we got?
That could be a foul on number 22, Kevin Ziesmer, on Sean Harrington. That'll send Sean to the line, I believe. Yes, it is.
This
Kevin
is
Ziesmer.
just about the closest you can get to really being on the court. You know, if you still had some varsity letters or you didn't get your numerals, you almost could say, Coach, give me some numerals, being as close as we are with our cameraman Wetstein reporting for duties down there courtside.
They're going to call the foul not in the act of shooting, so Elgin's ball out.
Howard with the basketball. Oh, there's a travel. He moved left, moved right, moved every body part, didn't dribble the basketball. Turnover, Elgin.
Jim Harrington off the bench talking to Marcus and firing up those guys and getting them ready to play, and want to make sure that they're playing with control, because it's been a grinding type of a game with no real discernible characteristic or personality.
Westbrook bounce it. Alish fakes a move. He'll stop and pop. This one's going to be long. Rebound, flat-footed Smallwood had it, lost it, out of bounds. Last touched, I guess, by hustling Damien Grissett. Elgin will bring it up. What do we got? Clayton Thomas coming off the bench, the 6'7 junior. And Penrod sits down. Danny, their great scorer, has really not been involved touching the basketball except for a turnover in this contest. 1:55 remaining first stanza. It's 8-6 the count. Larkin the lead. Harrington has but 2 points on a rebound. Harrington stopped from 16 feet. It's long. Rebound. Alish. John will bring it out himself. He'll dish it now. He tried to do that quickly to Ziesmer. Lost it. Harrington has it. Harrington will go coast to coast in.
A patented move for Sean Harrington. If he misses on his shot and he gets a chance to get the ball the next possession, he will try to take it in himself.
Great acceleration, great body control, always knows what he wants to do. If he doesn't have great foot speed, he does have quickness on the basketball court. Alish out on top, he'll zip a pass to Ziesmer. He needs some help. It's either a three or some violation. It's a three against Larkin.
It'll be a three against Larkin. A characteristic of Elgin High's defense is that it will cause you a lot of frustration, a lot of stutters, a lot of time where if you're on the offense, you have to kind of take your time and set up, because you're constantly hounded if you're playing defense.
Knotted at 8 we are. We're going to tell you that our fine sponsor for this game tonight, the good folks at Sir Nick's. Delicious food, pizza, and a whole lot more. We'll tell you about that in just a couple of seconds. 8-8 is the count. 1:10 remaining first quarter. Harrington across. He takes his time. You can see the defense there. David Soller. It is going to be Ebert. Ebert to Howard. Howard almost out of your picture, almost lost that. Gets it to Smallwood in a crowd. He tries a hippity hop towards the hoop. He'll lob it back around the horn. There's Roth. Good passing, good defense here by Larkin, not letting anybody get down low. Can't get it to Ebert or to Harrington, who's playing low. Howard, near side three, no. Rebound, no one. Who touched it last? Elgin.
Well, Marcus Howard has struggled offensively. When we talked to him just a few weeks ago, he said that coach told him that he's kind of shooting the ball with his hand on the side of the ball here, so he's looking to make some corrections to get some points for the offense.
David Soller brings it across the timeline. He'll bounce it to bounce pass. It's going to go now to Matt Krabby. Krabby's got it back after David touched it. Back to David. Krabby. 21 seconds here in the quarter. This is final shot time for Larkin. Reset, spin move again, backward dish, down to 13 seconds. Is it Westbrook time? James in the lane. He's fouled by Smallwood. It's a huge crowd here, but I think the only one talking is John Prigge, when I'm not, as they settle in for this crowd a little bit, don't you think?
Yeah, Ebert was the one that was called with the foul on that play.
As soon as I say that, your headphone goes out. Your microphone went away. 9 seconds remain in this quarter. 8-8 is the count. Again, if you were here, you know all about the excitement. We're trying to paint the picture here, video-wise, in this 85th meeting of Elgin against Larkin. Westbrook, and this is most fun, kids. Now watch James. He'll make this First one he misses it. But watch James again. I don't know if we can even have cameraman Herb watch closely. Westbrook goes through more gyrations before he tosses the basketball on the charity toss. It's fun to watch. He'll move it around as much as anybody. Now watch this. He'll bounce it 3, 4, 5, 6 times. He'll spin it around the world in 80 days. He'll spin it in his hands. He'll bend the back. He'll toss it. Easy as that, Ma. 9-8. Westbrook makes that. He's got 3.
And Billy Lewis checks in for the Royals, and he relieves number 30, James Westbrook. Speak of the devil.
Just like that. Inbounding Ebert to Sean. This is Sean Harrington. Final shot time to end the quarter. Watch how it goes. We'll be quiet. Land of 3. No, sir. He's hitting the bricks out there here in the first quarter. So we're going to say that's it at the end of the first 8 minutes of play here. It's going to be Larkin 9 and Elgin 8 for our 85th annual East versus West. Larkin against Elgin. You know, Larkin won the very first game played against these two teams back on January 24th, 1964. I'm not giving away any trivia, am I?
No, not at all.
And that was Larkin winning that. Want to tell you about the great folks from Sir Nick's. They are backing both Elgin and Larkin. They're a little bit closer, of course, to Larkin. They're out at 269 South Randall Road, and which is just a wonderful place out there. They're great for lunches. Everybody at Jones Intercables loves to go to Sir Nick's. They've got just about the finest pizza around. We are enjoying incredible pizza from Sir Nick's, whether it's their great specialty pizza they have, which has 10 ingredients on it if you want, whether it's other specialties. They have a fantastic 4. They've got the garden veggie pizza to keep you healthy. They've got the Hawaiian pizza. They simply have it all. We want you to stop by Sir Nick's, whether it be lunchtime, dinner time, anytime. Again, they're located at 269 South Randall Road at 695-9999. There's an easy phone number. That is Sir Nick's. Here we go. Are you ready for the second quarter action? Tell us what's going to happen.
I'm looking forward to this. I think Larkin has got to be happy not only with the score, you're up by 1, but the way that they've been really denying Elgin from getting into any kind of offensive flow. And again, John Olish, I think, has been a big, important story during the first quarter here. Contributed quite a bit.
You see some of the fans for the Maroons standing, and there's the inbounding of the play. David Soller with the basketball. Back it goes now. Billy Lewis in there for the first time tonight, the transfer from Barrington. Back it goes to Billy. Billy's a sleek-looking kid, good athlete. He's number 42. There's going to be the jumper that is put up and in.
Matt Krabby with a nice jumper. Had a real nice look at that basket.
Yes, he did. Squared the shoulders. If you're a young kid out there wanting to become a future Royal, future Maroon, you saw the good shooting posture. 11-8. Smallwood lobs it down low to Gooden on the Twin Towers, if you will. It's stolen by Krabby. To Olish. To Billy Lewis. Lewis to David. Out on top now. Larkin the lead. Get it down low. They will nicely. Did we have a travel or a foul? Let's see what they call here. Going to be against Elgin, this foul.
Well, Jim Harrington just out of your picture on the right-hand side, pleading with his players to play smarter defense and get in right positions and making sure that if you're going to foul, make sure it's a foul that's going to stop a shot or stop a bucket.
Inbounding to Olish. Out on top, Krabby thinks about a 3, doesn't do it. To David. David a runner, rims out. Rebound, Harrington. Harrington the outlet to Gooden, running the court nicely. Misses. Lewis the board. You see that, Karam? And great board work by Billy. Billy will go now. There's a Krabby for the 3. Not good. Harrington the board again. Roll reversal here. Harrington will lob it tall to no one. Last touch by a Royal. This is a very different Sean Harrington game so far in the first 9+ clock minutes.
I think Larkin's done a good job on scouting the Maroons because it is a characteristic thing once Sean...
And just like that, I think we've got that court edict to keep you quiet. John Prigge, 11-8 it is. 6:50 second quarter remaining. Krabby out.
1-1. There we are.
And you're right back with the microphone.
Just taking a break.
Inbounding Roth. Harrington gallops, changes shot, puts it in. There you saw Sean Harrington created.
Absolutely. It was a nice drive, and that's the characteristic Sean Harrington move along with his threes.
Larkin leads by 1. Down low. Oh, you can see that. Marcus Howard was latched onto the jersey. You saw that there, and Olish was fouled.
Well, as we were saying, I think Larkin has done a good job on scouting the Maroons here. And if you look at the scoreboard, you have to agree. 11-10, Royals leading.
Inbounding, Larkin, Olish in the corner. Out on top, Billy Lewis. Billy wing popper. No. Rebound battle for what do we got? Damian Gissett with a foul.
Damian Gissett, he and Brent Gooden were going up for the rebound there. Damian got a little too hot and heavy with the body.
They were almost cloning, for heaven's sakes. And they were attached at the hip, at least. And all this cloning talk had me thinking about Professor Seed or whatever his name is. It's a game of Clue, isn't it? All right, 11-10 it is. We're back to basketball. Harrington with 6 points on the night. His outside shooting has been a tad off here. He'll bring it across the timeline. Double high post. Harrington angles this way to Roth. Another pick sent by Ebert. Roth to Marcus Howard. Good defense by Larkin here as they continue to change on the defensive switch. As you can see it, Lewis is leaning on somebody. Did we whistle? That was a very weak whistle by the referee, but I heard it. Billy Lewis with the lean foul.
Well, Billy Lewis fouls Sean Harrington there on that leaning and that pushing, and that's probably going to get him a seat on the bench, and it does. And James Westbrook comes in and spells Lewis.
Westbrook coming back into the contest with 3 points on the night. Billy sits down, playing about 2 minutes, no points. Roth will inbound far side. Roth looking. He'll dish it to Sean Harrington into the lane, bounce it down low. Ebert, offhand shot, no. Polish the board.
Maroons are very, I'm sorry, Jeff, Maroons are very cold on those patented plays that they've been making all year long.
Westbrook to David. Land of two. Line shot, no. Good in the board. Everybody's a little tight. No question about that. Sean Harrington. Angles left. Stops, pops, swish. There it is. That's the Harrington you know. That's a three. Sean Harrington now has 9. His team up by 2, 13-11. Went to his left, moved, almost collides, flings it. We're set. We see a blocking foul somewhere.
Could be on Brent Gooden if that's the case. Yes, it is. Brent Gooden. I believe that's his first foul. Or, stand corrected, Marcus Howard, his second foul. Now Marcus Smallwood and Matt Ludeman come in to relieve Howard, and Jimmy Ebert and David Solar will take a seat on the bench, and I believe Kevin Ziesmer is coming in to replace him.
At 5:33, second quarter remaining. Elgin up by 2, 13-11. Ziesmer will inbound. He looks again. He finally throws. He gets it to Westbrook. Back to Ziesmer. Ziesmer guarded by Sean. Alish might have traveled there, got away with it. Westbrook land of 3. No, air ball. There's a chant.
Yeah.
Most noise of the night.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
On the air ball. For years I thought they were yelling hairball and every cat was running in the area, but air ball it is. Westbrook missed that. 13-11 the count. Harrington with it. Harrington has it knocked away by Alish, but before that it was a foul on somebody.
Well, Johnny Alish all excited about that block. I don't know how many blocks he has or how many opportunities he gets to make blocks there, but nevertheless, it's going to put Sean Harrington on the line to shoot 2, I believe.
He will shoot 2. Sean Harrington has 9 points on the night. His team up the Maroons by 2. Elgin won both of these games last year. We didn't get a chance to broadcast last year because remember we were wintered out this first Friday in January, and the games changed to weeknights, or both weeknights, come to think of it, last year. Elgin winning, I know one game 71-49, relatively easy, and I believe the other one was a 10-point spread. Harrington with that point now has 10. You see the lead of 3 by Elgin, 14-11.
For those of you watching on Channel 4 and Jones Intercable in Elgin, South Elgin, this is an exclusive production for Jones Intercable right here in Elgin and in South Elgin.
We're proud of that, and we're there. We get the double bounce, and Harrington's got 11. We're proud to have you with us as well, John Prigge. You're, of course, the part of the radio voice of the Maroons, joining us for television. Appreciate that. Down low, you see Penrod open for the first time, touching the basketball for only the second time of the night, I think. Spun out, put it in.
Nice assist by James Westbrook on that pass.
Ludeman looks down low. There's a spin move by Gooden. Can he get free? Working, tossing. Yes, he's got it. First 2 for Gooden, is it not?
Yes, it is, and John Alish played him as tough as you can play him without fouling him.
Westbrook will walk it up. Got that tall dribble there. That dribble's about as tall as him from time to time. James, David down low. Alish, and a crowd has it rejected by Smallwood to Roth. We've been talking about Smallwood all season on the radio. There you saw his great leaping ability and his rejection.
That's why we call him the block monster.
Here's a foul as they come up, whistle that against the Royals.
David Solar will be called for that foul. Marcus Smallwood in the beginning of the year, folks, started out, I thought, very well defensively. He didn't really show much offensive movement and skills, and maybe that was by design, but during the Elgin Holiday Tournament, this sophomore did a great job, and it's what got him to the all-tournament team, and he is definitely a happy prospect and a project for Jim Harrington and the Maroons.
Harrington, even not shooting all that well, has 11 points. That's the type of athlete he is. He can still get those points. You're seeing Michael Roth there, who's by the wayside. Michael, of course, looking at Sean, making that one, saying, I could do that as well, Sean, if I had to. So Sean will get a second toss here as well. Michael's with 12.
Michael's a very quick guard. He does an outstanding job on defense, as has been told his role is, and he certainly plays it well and plays very gritty defense.
There was Sean for a moment, makes them both. Got 13, 19-13 is the count. Elgin by that. Westbrook will bring it up. It was actually a Larkin lead at 9-8 at the quarter break. Westbrook down low to John Alish. Banks it up, no. Rebound battled for. Who's got it? In a crowd, Harrington. Lots of boards. Usually gets maybe 7 or 8 during a game to Gooden. Gooden dribble drive, banks it up and in.
Give Brent Gooden a lot of credit, and another nice pass from Sean Harrington. Gooden went up with 3 Royals standing around him, and Dom Canado is going to call a timeout. It's a 20-second timeout here at Chesborough Fieldhouse. The Maroons 21-13 up in the second quarter.
Hey, can we see the cheerleaders? The Elgin High cheerleaders are out there. I don't know if we can do that, Rich, because they're not going to have a chance for the opportunity now.
Not when it's 20.
Yeah, it's only a 20. See, they're full often as we are here in high school. That's right, fans. If you're seeing a high school game for the first time this year and you're here on Jones Intercable, you are. They do have 20-second timeouts just like the Bulls now. You make that gesture to your shoulders, and it's either like...
kind of like telling the tailor, take it in up here,
That's right.
You by the shoulders and the neck.
I guess, something like that. James Westbrook, look at those socks. There's a great looking Royals socks there. There's the coaching staff for the Royals.
Tim Jones on the left, the outstanding guard on one of the best Elgin High teams from 72-73, along with Tom Cook, Jeff Wilkins, Jay Gelmacher, Terry Drake, the junior.
The names. That's why Priggy is available on CD-ROM with the information. Hey, there's a long jumper by Penrod.
Denny Penrod from near the top of the key with a nice deuce.
21-15. Penrod's got to score for Larkin to win. There's no question about that. Sean Harrington, and we probably have Curly Lewis hanging on his hip. It is. Lewis the foul.
For those of you who have not been out to Elgin High and out to the Chesborough Fieldhouse, and you wonder how are the Maroons getting the wins and getting the great 13-0 record that they have, it really is a combination of what you're seeing. Sean Harrington shooting from the outside, he and Brent Gooden making drives, picking up the fouls, converting a lot of three-point plays because he and Gooden are very good from the line.
Harrington's first toss is good, and again, although this broadcast crew is the radio voice of the Elgin Maroons, certainly we're neutral here on this night, and we certainly love all the Larkin Royals and the great team and the fine competitive team. They won only 4 games last year. They've already won 9. Had a nice showing even with the injury to of course, their great Carter in the holiday tournament, so it's been a fine season. Both of them are being made by Sean Harrington there. He has 15 now.
I like the way John Alish has taken a big role since Carter's been gone. He's a go-to guy on the offense, as we've seen. A lot of plays seem to be designed for him to take the ball.
And here come the Royals. 23-15 Elgin, 3:34 second quarter remaining. Tape delay basketball action coming your way right here exclusively on Jones Intercable in Elgin, South Elgin. Thanks for being with us. If you're watching on Tuesday night the 13th, we'll rerun this once again Friday night, January 16th from 7 to 9. There's a dribble drive, foul taking place. Whistle that against the Maroon.
Well, who's it going to be against? Could be Dustin Ackman, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is Dustin Ackman, just into the game here.
Dustin, of course.
Well, I stand corrected. Look at this now. Everybody was set up to shoot down the other end.
It's Westbrook. It's going against Westbrook and Larkin. Is that right?
It sure is. I thought Dustin kind of conceded the foul and said, yeah, now he's clapping, saying, oh, I never had a doubt in my mind.
Wasn't concerned a tad.
Well, Tim Jones and Dom Canado want to talk it over with the referee here, too, saying, you sure it's 30 in the blue and not 30 in the white?
Yeah, you're seeing Tim Jones there, that great guard, and with his mouth wide open, and what the heck was that all about? There he is with his best, almost ER George Clooney pose, wasn't it?
With that outfit Tim has got on, if that little diamond in the middle gets a little bit whiter and whiter, we're going to be calling him Father Jones.
I guess so, or he's on the Titanic. He almost looked like a scene from Miami Vice with that outfit for a moment. All right, Marcus Smallwood, enough of that. We've got basketball here. There's Marcus, first toss, good. His reward is to get one more. Smallwood, his first points. See if we can see Marcus on the line here. 24-15 is the count. There, it's like you were playing right there. You could almost rebound the missed shot. There's Smallwood. Smallwood is a great leaper. Spin of the basketball he is. There's the shot. It's short. No, it goes in. It's the front of the rim, we should say, and then went in. 25-15. David with a basketball across the timeline. Double team. Not quite across that timeline yet. Get it to Alish. Alish. David. David, dribble drive, one-handed runner from 12. No rebound. Grissett working hard. Fouled by Smallwood, it looks like.
Well, let's see who that foul is going to be called. I thought it was whistled prior to that. Looks like it's 33. Matt Ludeman will be called for that foul. On the average, Jeff, I think that's probably, if you had your choice between Matt, who's in our picture right now, or Marcus Smallwood, I think you kind of got to, you want to go with Matt. You need Marcus on the floor as much as possible, and especially, I think, in a game like this where they seem to want to work it in, Larkin does.
Grissett's first one's not good. They've got to make their free throws here. Royals trailing by 10. Damien will try once again. He'll not do the spin move, but he'll do that mini dribble that you always love to do. His second toss, good. So Grissett with a nice job here on this night. That's his first point, is that right? Yes, it is. Sean Harrington. Harrington dish it down low on the alley-oop, if you will, from out on the left side to down deep. Didn't work that time, batted away. Larkin, good defense. They'll bring it back up.
Good hustle by Matt Krabby to break that up.
Krabby, dish it near side. David down low. Grissett working hard. Force one up, bank it too hard. Penrod the board. Bullies it back up. He'll be fouled. He's going to the line for 2.
Yeah, that'll be Marcus Smallwood on that foul, number 21. And Denny Penrod is a guy that since last year, Jeff, I really have liked. I thought, if I was going to build a team with a couple of guys that could really hang on the front line, I think he got great experience. Last year, I think I would put Denny Penrod on my team. He's a gritty performer. He likes the baseline, and he likes the contact.
Penrod's at the line. He's got 4 points. As you look around Chesborough Fieldhouse here, the most folks in this hallowed hall since George Bush was here just about 52 weeks ago. It was filled up that day, and we've got a good throng here on this Elgin Larkin encounter. Penrod's first swish. He's a good-looking natural. He learned a lot last year, didn't he? He really did. Penrod did. He's got 5 points. Learned in that sophomore season. Now he's a junior. Penrod will try once again. There you see Go Maroon sign in the crowd. This one is good as well. He's got 6, 25-18. Elgin up by that. Harrington with a basketball. He's got 15 points on the night to Ebert. Ebert, Ekman, Dustin with the dribble. Hey, he's got his pocket picked by Krabby. Can Krabby go coast to coast? He will indeed do it. Krabby the steal, Krabby the 2. 25-20. Here's a run by Larkin. Harrington with it. Down he goes. He'll be fouled by Penrod. Penrod picks up the foul. Sean Harrington, who's been at the line a lot here tonight with 15 points, will continue to do so. Go to that line, he will. As we've got to begin to chart right now, Harrington, of course, entering this game. He was approaching Flynn Robinson with his 21st point here tonight, would go into 7th position on the all-time scoring list, and he now has 15. He's going to the line for a couple of shots, and this one's no good. John Prigge, I think you can talk again. I think I can almost hear you. No, I can't. Forget that. 26-20 is the count. We've got a silence order on John Prigge. 16 points for Sean. He'll try once again. This one's good. 17. He's within 3 of tying Flynn Robinson. 4 of going ahead. 27-20, 2:15 remain here in the first half. Westbrook with it to Alish. To Penrod. Popper from outside. Hey, that goes. Did you see that spin around and around? He banked it up and in. He called that one. Penrod with 8. 27-22. Harrington's fouled again. Bumped in the shoulder by Damien Grissett. Going to the line for a situation that will call for 2 shots as we're in the bonus situation. So Harrington can get within what would be just 1 point of tying Flynn Robinson. We're seeing history here throughout the season as Sean Harrington moves up the scoring list all time. He's got 18 now, 2 shy of Flynn Robinson. Harrington now with 1,050 points in his career. At 18 for the night. Flynn Robinson, the former NBA great, played with the Maroons, 58 and 59 at 1,052. This one's not good. Now, some will say Flynn didn't play in the land of 3, and that is true. direction. Harrington hitting many from outside. Westbrook, he's in the land of three. Doesn't take the shot. Ulish will from three. It's short. Rebound, Gooden. 28-22, the count. Elgin leads. Gooden to Sean Harrington. Is this history? No, but he's fouled, and he's fouled from three. He'll get 3 tosses from the free throw line. So this is how he will pass Flynn Robinson. Sean Harrington again, of course, just in his junior year. Became the first freshman to play in just about many a decade, when he saw quite a bit of playing time early in his freshman year and was a starter early in the season. He is being scouted by major schools. There might be a major coach look around here. You never can tell. From Marquette, from Michigan, all over. Harrington's first toss is good. He's got 19. It's 29-22 Elgin. With this point, he'll tie again Flynn Robinson, who the Chicago Bulls traded Guy Rogers to acquire in the 67-8 season, I believe it was. Flynn Robinson, a longtime NBA man, now living in California, I believe. There, it's short, but he gets 3. So for dramatic sake, Sean Harrington will get one more toss to move him into a 7th position tie situation in the all-time Elgin scoring leader list. 1:36 remain here in the first. Harrington's toss, is it history? Yes, he just tied Flynn Robinson. He has 20 on the night. 1:36 remaining in the first half. Harrington in the 7th spot along with Flynn Robinson, all-time scoring leader. 30-22. They'll have a steal almost. Ulish has got it now out on top. Ulish passing it around now to Hatley, who's in there. Brandon with it, spins around after one dribble to Ulish, to David, to Ulish, to Penrod. Popper from 15, rims it, no. Almost a tap by Hatley, but rebound taken down by the Maroons. Here comes Harrington to Ludeman. Matt to Gooden. Gooden dribble drive left of the lane, shot. No, rebound Penrod. Elbows are flying there. Nice board by Denny. He'll hand it off to David, and it could be final shot time. We'll find out. 30-22. Elgin leads by 8. 45 seconds remain here. Tape delay broadcast coming your way. Jones Intercable. Thanks for being aboard. Yours truly, Jeff Myers, and an amazingly silent John Priggy on this night. Got a great camera crew out here working hard, bringing you the throng that exists here at the field house. Catch with it out on top. The Royals, as you can see. David will say, let's direct traffic here. Let me get me in the center of things. He's out on top, guarded by Sean. Hatley near side, back to David, to Ulish. Ulish dribble drive. He's trapped. He'll need help. Goes to Penrod with 15 seconds. They bat it around, stolen by Gooden. It was touched by a host of Maroons and Royals. To Harrington. Let's see if Harrington can pass Flynn Robinson with 5 seconds remaining. Harrington, Popper from 14, yes! Into the history book, 7th all-time leading scorer as he hits that 14-footer to end the first half. And the Maroons lead by 10 here at halftime. It's going to be Elgin 32 and the Larkin Royals 22. Tell you what, before we take our halftime timeout, I want to remind you about the good folks from Sir Nick's as we see Dr. Nick and company leave courtside here at halftime. Sir Nick's our great sponsor for this Elgin Larkin game. You know they've got daily specials. They're located at 269 South Randall Road, and their phone number 695-9999. Daily specials, baked mostaccioli on Monday for $4.95. They've got a Wednesday special with fried chicken 4-piece for only $4.25. A great Friday special of perch dinner, whatever it is. Sir Nick's, great new location, great new spot for you right on ever-growing in Elgin's West Side and South Randall Road. Drop by those guys. Sir Nick's, 695-9999. Speaking of numbers, here at halftime, once again, the Maroons lead as Sean Harrington has scored 22 points to go into 7th place all-time scoring list for Elgin. Halftime score, Elgin 32, Larkin 22. Tell you what, let's take this time out. We're back for third quarter action right after this. Back to second half of Elgin against Larkin. You see the score right there. The Maroons 32, Larkin 22. Yours truly, Jeff Myers and John Priggy and our great Jones Intercable cast and crew, bringing you exciting basketball action that had just about everybody in the city of Elgin and other parts. And of course, we've got many cities represented by the schools at Elgin.
Don't forget 2 trivia questions coming up.
I can hardly wait. Sean Harrington, yeah, I can't believe it. We'll save those for you. Sean Harrington with 22 in the first half. There's Ludeman in the land of 3. Swish, that's just the way he started the scoring, was it not? Ludeman hits a 3.
Well, Matt Ludeman all year has been one that you cannot leave alone. If he gets anything close to a half a look at a bucket, it's pretty much going to go in.
They gave him a 2 on that. Is that right? Because it's 34-22. That was not a 3. Must have had a foot on it. Down low, Grissett, reverse. No. Rebound. Who's got it? No one. Last touch by Larkin.
Nice move by Damien. Boy, I can tell you, Dom Canada really missed him during the Thanksgiving tournament, and I'm sure he would have loved to have had him in there as much as possible to get him into the flow of the Royal basketball team this season.
No question about that. Brings a lot to the table. Energy level, hustle, rebounding, leaping ability. A little bit of the outside shooting. There's a travel on Sean.
The referee said he slid his pivot foot there a little bit. Sean said, I don't think so, but I'll go with you anyways.
David Tiller inbounds to James Westbrook. Westbrook, as you can see, shouts out instructions. Cross the fabled E here at the field house. Down low, they will work it. Dribble drive by Westbrook. Offensive charge.
Well, Brent Gooden taking one for the team. Westbrook with the charge, and Gooden picks himself up and says, I got to go play defense right now. I did my job, and
trots away just like that.
Sorry, I play defense. I'm going to go figure into the offensive flow.
Well, he's good on both sides of the court. So Harrington will inbound. They mop up the James Westbrook spot where he fell down there. There's a good look. Over the shoulder, Sean Harrington. Again, he's just a junior. This kid's going to go to a major college, and lots of headlines he'll make here in the next season and a half. Down low, Gooden. Gooden, did he travel? Yes, he did. He kind of was careless with the basketball as he spun around a little bit. Referee said you can do that with a yo-yo, but not a basketball.
Exactly right.
So it's trivia time. You're going to work those in here shortly, aren't you?
I think we'll put a first trivia question on the first time out that we take here. We'll go to a quick trivia question, an Elgin and a Larkin trivia question.
You can look forward to that. Ben Erickson, a proud Larkin grad, will type those up on your television screen, and he's our James Cameron of Jones Intercable. Any special effects he's at. Roth, is it a 3? No, either way. Penrod the board. Ebert was on his back.
Well, Jimmy Ebert bangs up with Denny Penrod there. And
okay, let's see our trivia.
Yes.
Ben, can we do it? There we go.
Can. Tonight's trivia. Who is Elgin's second all-time leading scorer?
Didn't say you could read it. It is a nice question.
Everybody knows the first one leading scorer is Mark Baugh. Sean Harrington making his way up that ladder, but who's the number 2 all-time leading scorer in Elgin High history? Ponder
that. Damien Grissett just traveled. Turnover. And you see the knockdown there. 34-22 is the count. So who is the second all-time leading scorer in the fabled history of Elgin High School? Elgin High is the first high school ever to win back-to-back championships, the 24 and 25 team. Of course, they were down in Champaign in those days in 87 and 90 in Jim Harrington's day. And now, if this team continues to play as the 8th-rated team in the state, they'll end up down in Peoria. Down low to Gooden. Gooden puts it up and in. You know, Gooden's probably got some pretty good point totals as well.
Well, and to give another good quality assist to Sean Harrington on that pass.
So Gooden now has 6 points, 36-22. Grissett, the popper, short, his own board. Short, his own board. No. Rebound, Alish. Damien had it for a moment. Tied it up. Arrow points which way? Towards Larkin. Boy, that's a hard-working Damien Grissett. Amplifies that. He can put that on his resume.
Well, Grissett, and you take a look at Denny Penrod here. I don't think he knew whose hands were on that ball, and it didn't make any difference to Denny Penrod. He says, it's mine. I don't care if it's my own teammate. I want it.
Ebert out. That means Marcus Smallwood comes in. The block monster. He can reject those shots. Number 21 for Elgin. There's an inbound in the crowd. Last touch by a maroon and cream lad.
Don't forget our trivia question, our first one of the night. Who is Elgin's second leading scorer in boys basketball?
There's so much talk about that since Sean Harrington went to number 7 on the list here on this game, played on Friday, January 9th. Grissett to Billy Lewis. Lewis. Solar. It's going to be Alish. No. And rebounds taken down. Tap Ludeman to Roth. Roth in forecourt. Bounce it to no one off the shin. Okay, want to answer? I've been tenterhooks. How long should we wait?
Well,
I've been thinking.
Let's do the next stoppage of play. Stoppage of play. Everybody knows Mark Baugh is the all-time Elgin High leading boys scorer with 1,536 points. Who's number 2 on that list? I think everybody in the family's had an opportunity to ask around.
Yeah, they're quizzing.
You can be the king of
kids are talking to parents they haven't spoken a decade. But they're getting together on this. John Prigge brings families together, both sides of town, or brings them apart if they're arguing here. Mark Baugh, of course, the number 1 scorer, played with that fabled 86-87 team that, as we mentioned, was in Champaign. Do you want to answer now?
No, not yet.
Okay, because I talked too much in that break, didn't I?
Gee, what a surprise.
Gooden will inbound. 5:18 remaining from time to time. if your microphone goes out, John Prigge, I guess, oh, there's a steal. Ziesmer the steal, he'll lay it in. Nice defense by David, nice two-pointer.
Kevin did a great job, too.
I should say by Kevin. I know, he's giving you a different first name to see if you're paying attention. Kevin Ziesmer, 36-24. Hey, there's the alley-oop again to Marcus Smallwood. Alish saves it to Kevin. Kevin across the timeline, and a crowd reach in on somebody there.
Foul's going to be on number 32, Brent Gooden, a valuable player for the Elgin Maroons. I know Jim Harrington does not want him on the bench prematurely. It's 36-24, 4:54 left in the third quarter here as Marcus Howard checks in for Michael Roth.
Roth goes out, did a nice job.
Sure did, and he's doing his job. He's playing tight D and triggering that offense.
Alish, toss it, Damian. Damian, he's going to go one-on-one time here. Spin, looks, needs help. Dish it to John. There's good matchup. Ludeman on the defense there. Ludeman. Alish, shot no. Rebound, Gooden. Gooden, toss it. Smallwood, get ready. Smallwood. Oh, lays it in. I thought we might have a jam job there for Marcus Smallwood.
Well, I think Marcus is smelling a jam, but I don't know that his team really only has a small lead. It's only 38-24, but it looks bigger than what it actually is. It seems like the way they've been playing.
Howard almost a steal. You're going to see some of the fandom there right on your screen, lower bottom. They're standing up a little bit. The Elgin Maroons, that's the student body section.
Even though it is a 14-point deficit the Royals are looking at, it's still early in the game, and again, with that three-point shot, that can really even things up. Look at the Elgin fans giving it to
Discuss
it. Ziesmer, yeah.
So where are you going? Yeah, where are you going for dinner later, Kevin? Kevin inbounding. You got a chance at the depth of the crowd there as you look towards the Hall of Fame there, and you saw lots of humanity. Alish, three, no. That's an air ball. Here comes the chant. Sean Harrington. Harrington to Marcus. Smallwood down low. Gooden, yeah.
Hey, that's just the way you want to develop that play from the chalkboard to the hardwood. That's a great play, a great pass from Marcus.
40-24. As you see the score there, we're going to have what? A timeout?
Looks like it's going to be a full timeout. Let's answer that first trivia question. For those of you at home, Mark Baugh is the number one Elgin High School career scoring leader with 1,536 points. Who is number two? Here's the answer.
The answer is? Simon
Survey says Rick Hopkins.
Rick Hopkins, that's good because I had to take a little antacid tablets. I was waiting and wondering about that. 69-71. Tell me about Mr. Hopkins.
Rick Hopkins was a player who was instrumental in getting Jeff Wilkins to play here. The Hopkins family and the Wilkins family had known each other, and as Bill Chesborough said on our Elgin Sports Review show on Saturday mornings on WRMN from 7 to 8, he says that they knew each other, and Jeff Wilkins' mother was concerned about the atmosphere in Chicago that Jeff was subjected to, and worked out an arrangement to have Jeff Wilkins come and stay with the Hopkins family. So Rick Hopkins from the class of 71 with 1,292 points is the second all-time leader behind Mark Baugh. And we do have a graphic that we can show later on of the top 7 or 8 scorers here. Of course, in this game, Sean Harrington has surpassed the great Flynn Robinson.
We're looking over the shoulder of one of the referees. I almost could get my whistle out there and get some payday for this game, I think. That was close. Down low. It is going to be a shot that's no good. That was put up by Krabby, and follow-up, I missed it. Who put that in?
Alish.
Johnny Alish. Nice job for Johnny. He's got 8. 14-26, quickly Gooden down here. Hits the underneath the bankboard, if you will. It's taken by Krabby. Johnny Alish zips a pass across the way to Ziesmer. Kevin stabilizes. Gets it now to Billy Lewis. His shot, no, and he's going to be fouled. Should get 2 shots here.
On that last Maroon possession, there was another pass, another attempt to send Brent Gooden sprinting down there, but in towards the bucket. But Larkin got back on defense very, very nice with Clayton Thomas rejecting Brent Gooden.
So Billy will go to the line. I've got Lewis, the transfer from Barrington, with no points. 6'3", 170 junior Billy is. This first toss is short. 85th meeting between these two schools dating back to January 1964, some 24 years ago it all began basketball-wise. Larkin won. Larkin won the first 2 games in that first season. You know, that's probably lost a little bit in folklore. Second one by Billy Lewis is good. Elgin leads in the total series, 54-30 coming into this. They dominated the 90s, has Larkin with an 11-6 run. Gooden shot no, and he's going to be fouled. The action here in the third quarter not very continuous, if you will, John Prigge.
No, that's very true. And Brent Gooden introduced himself to the cameraman, working the baseline there. And
yeah, we've got, probably you're seeing the WGN CLTV cameraman down there underneath the hoop. And I know on the Chris Zorich show, as you watch that, you would have enjoyed it over the weekend, that Elgin will begin to get lots of press. Sean Harrington specifically, and the Elgin Maroons as a team, 13-0, and Gooden misses that first toss. The Maroons, with a wonderful showing to start the 97 portion of the 97-8 season, are getting those laudits and plaudits that you knew they would. 8th rated in one of the wire services poll and things of that nature.
Well, 13-0 certainly speaks for itself, and they've had some good games, some tough games that they've taken into the winning column here. But that last free throw is going to be negated, Jeff, on that new rule.
Yeah, can't lean into that lane, can't leave your spot until it actually touches the rim, which is almost impossible, for heaven's sakes.
Denny Penrod in for the Royals here, relieving John Olish.
It's almost like trying to start your car without touching the pedal. It really is an amazing. Penrod, the steal by the block monster. A block, we should say, by Marcus Smallwood.
Clean block, and you could just tell it was coming. It's like seeing the thunder before it happens there.
Yeah.
Just Marcus came out along the baseline and introduced himself.
Let's see that on a replay machine there, Rich. I'd like to see that again. Here we go. Work it around. 40-27, the count. Elgin leads. Larkin with a basketball, as you can see right there. Billy Lewis out on top. Going to the corner now, Clayton Thomas. Down deep, Penrod in the crowders the room. He has it taken away by Gooden.
There's the defense by Brent Gooden. He just slapped at it like a cat going after a ball of yarn.
There's going to be Marcus Howard. His banker, no. His rebound, no. His rebound knocked away. Who touched it last? Marcus lost the handle. Whoa, that's action over there.
Boy, it sure is. And he's hanging in there pretty tough along that baseline in the land of the Giants there. Clayton Thomas was there, and number 22, Kevin Ziesmer, was there.
Indeed it is. So Ziesmer will inbound to Billy Lewis. 2:35, third quarter remaining. Our broadcast tonight brought to you by the good folks at Cernex. Of course, they're right at 269 South Randall Road in Elgin. Rooting for both Elgin and Larkin. Lewis, Popper. Yes. I tell you, Billy will be a good factor for Larkin before his career's done. 40-29 the count. Here comes Sean, who I have scoreless the second half. Is that right? Sean loses the handle. Alish the tie-up.
And it'll be Elgin's ball on the alternate possession.
Now you see Sean picking himself off the backside. He's going to get ready not to inbound this, but get ready to find a spot as Ludeman will inbound. Matt looks, dish it near side. Smallwood, Marcus in the lane. His shot rejected, but foul.
Well, how often does that happen? Did anybody expect to ever see that happen?
Marcus Smallwood getting a shot rejected with a great leaping ability. It takes someone like Billy Lewis who can get up there. That doesn't happen often. We're going to see Smallwood at the line. Marcus is 6'5", just a sophomore. That's why there's so much excitement around Maroon Drive right now with Elgin, of course, with Sean Harrington, with great coach Jim Harrington, but with that complimentary cast that they have, the Marcus squad, Marcus Howard, Marcus Smallwood now at the line. Those kids getting better, John Prigge. That's why you have visions of postseasons in your eyes for the next couple of years.
If not this year, look out for next year.
Smallwood's toss good, although Gooden is graduating, so next year you'd lack a little power down low.
Well, but you'd have Sean Harrington in his finale along with the experience of Howard and Smallwood.
41-29 is the count. Hey, there's a rejection by Marcus. There's a long jumper, not good by Alish.
That was a full rejection.
There to Gooden. Gooden, he'll lay it up and in. Action getting fast and furious now, running right away from the television camera from time to time. There's the student section for the Maroons standing up.
That little debris going on the field causing the witness and Jim Harrington.
Jim Harrington's announcing at the scorer's table just to the right of where we're looking right now that Jim Harrington doesn't want the crowd to get out of hand. Just watch the game. Let's not get in any trouble. Don't want to get anybody injured. 43-29 taking over that leadership role there. And the crowd's been well-mannered really from what we see we're perched quite a bit away. But that was the first debris I saw going out there. 43-29 the count. Lewis, Ziesmer to Clayton Thomas. Nice pass, nice two for big 6'7" junior Clayton.
That was a pretty play, without a doubt a pretty play for Clayton to get up there.
43-31, 90 seconds, third quarter remain. Sean Harrington with 22 on the night. None here in this third quarter. Decides I'm going to take over. No, down low to Gooden. Gooden will put it up. No, tap, no. Smallwood board up, yeah.
There's your future right there, Elgin Maroon fans, along with Marcus Howard, Marcus Smallwood showing that those flashes of offensive power.
45-31, 1:05 remain, third stanza. Billy Lewis. Lewis wants to lean into the lane.
Boy.
Doesn't travel, but gets it back to Krabby, who spins around, might have lost the basketball. Last touch by a Maroon there as you see Sean Harrington into the front row of seats.
Looked like he had some frequent flyer miles coming, didn't it, Jeff?
Yeah, it really did. Lewis will sit down. There you see the vantage point. Our cameraman Herb is just to the right of David Solar. Will inbound here, so he's got that vantage point down low. David, down the night, has been shut out. We're getting some substitutions here, some men coming off the bench.
Now your Maroons are going to be Smallwood, Roth, Howard, Ebert, and Dustin Ackman.
Grissette's back in there for Larkin. Damian against Ackman, goes around him. Leaner, good. Damian Grissett, very nice comeback game for him.
Larkin needs to really try to figure out a way to spring him offensively because he's very quick, and as you just saw on the baseline, he had a lot of guys around him too.
Roth to Howard. Elgin, in their tradition, will go for final shot time with 35 seconds remaining. Roth will come out and get it. He does. Far hash mark. 28 seconds on the timepiece. Looks right. Dribbles left. Now he'll dish it near side to Dustin. Dustin spins around. Hounded by David, goes to Marcus Howard. Guarded by Ziesmer with 15 seconds on the timepiece. Howard between the circles. Fancy dribble there, spin move. Marcus probably shoots a little early. Shot not good. A rebound by Penrod. Outlet to Ziesmer. Make it David. David a running three. No. Tap. No. Smallwood board. That's the quarter. So at the end of three stanza is in a relatively low-scoring third quarter. It is going to be the Maroons 45 and Larkin 33. Before we have another trivia question, let's remind you about the good folks sponsoring tonight. Sir Nick's Delicious Food. They've got pizza and a whole lot more. There's no question about that. Delicious food as well, and it's quick. They've got great carryouts, just probably take about 15 minutes. Deliveries, 30 to 40 minutes. They're just around the corner wherever you're listening to us and watching us in Elgin and South Elgin. 695-9999, that's the phone number. They're located right at 269 South Randall Road. I know everyone at Jones Intercable loves to go that way for lunch. They've got daily specials that are just out of this world, such as Tuesday, full slab of ribs, just $10.95. You get French fries, young man. You get garlic bread. You get salad. Yes, indeed. We're talking about Sir Nick's right on Randall Road.
Hey,
all right. You have a trivia question?
Trivia question number 2, Larkin fans. Can you answer this one? Who was Larkin's first athletic director? The very first athletic director.
Didn't we do this last year?
No.
That was their first basketball coach.
First basketball coach.
I see a pattern, though.
And then how many Sweet 16 appearances did Larkin make? That was last year. This
okay.
year, who was Larkin's first athletic director?
Always updating his material. That's the trivia man, John Priggy. Look for his new game show coming your way, I believe, on TV Land, isn't it?
If I can't get it on Jones, it's going nowhere.
That's right. You might catch him on the History Channel as well. 45-33 is the count. Elgin leads by that. We begin fourth quarter play on this game, videotaped on Friday night, January 9th. Here's truly Jeff Myers. There's John Priggy. Exciting Maroon and Royal basketball action down low. There's a whistle. Reach-in foul. Maybe Marcus Howard. Maybe Michael Roth. We'll let the men in the striped shirt tell us. Not that guy. The other referee. It's on Michael Roth.
Well, fouls are pretty even. Team fouls, 4 fouls apiece for Elgin and Larkin.
Michael's much talked about this year. Everyone's talking about the Roth IRA, don't you think? Clayton Thomas, hey, good power move by him. Nice job by Clayton, who listed at 200, but looks thinner than that. He had a spin move with the right hand, spun around, put it up and in, and he now has 4 points.
Well, the question I've been asking myself in the back of my head is that wouldn't it have been nice for Larkin to have Darren Carter here? What kind of game do you think we would have here, and what kind of point total you think we'd have with DC here? Now, Darren's averaging almost 17 points a game when he went down with that injury, and hopefully he'll be back before the season is over with, hopefully sooner than later, because I think the Royals would need him because Grissette's back, and the way some of these other guys have played, Alish has played, I think Carter would be a very welcome addition to this team to get him back on the boards.
Marcus Howard out on top. Howard goes far side. Roth. Marcus Smallwood. He'll take a jumper. No. Rebound Billy Lewis. Lewis is the second best leaper on the court tonight. Smallwood the first, and then Billy. Billy can get up there. Lewis, Grissett, and so can Damian. Damian would be listed at third, I guess, if the questions came up. Almost lost it far side. Billy's got it back again. Making lots of movement, not necessarily towards the hoop. David wants to get it down low to Clayton Thomas. Instead, Lewis near side to Damian. Nice man-to-man defense here by the Maroons. Good ball movement by Larkin. Down low, Lewis. Lewis could have a shot there, can't do it. Spins around, looks, dishes back. David into the lane, and Sean Harrington with a reach-in foul.
Well, Larkin has a plan, it looks like, in mind to work for the best shot. They're only down by 9 points here, 45-36, 6:45 left to go in the fourth quarter. Maybe their idea is to get Elgin into some foul trouble to get them to the line.
David Solar inbounds to Billy Lewis. Perhaps it is 45-36, as you mentioned. Larkin looking to make another run here. David has it knocked away and stolen by Marcus Howard. Let's watch this. Howard, yes.
Nice concentration on Marcus to make the steal and reward himself nicely.
Yes, he did. Got the two. 47-36 again. You saw in that sequence, Darren Carter and his ball handling ability lost with the injury to him. That's what he would bring to that particular sequence of action. Penrod gets the basketball. He's going to be fouled. Denny has been relatively quiet here tonight. He's got 8 points. All of those taking place in the second quarter.
Well, Marcus Smallwood whistled for that foul. That's his third. Jim Harrington up and down the bench taking a look and see if there's anybody he wants to put in. He says, no, let him play.
That's right. Penrod at the line, and you got that trivia question you're answering now, or are we thinking for a while?
I think this is probably an easier one than the first one. It's got to be very easy for diehard Larkin fans.
Penrod, no. Rebound, Sean Harrington.
Next stoppage, play, sir.
Okay. Who was the first athletic director for the Royals? That's the John Prigge question for a home family discussion. Harrington puts one up. No. Tap by Gooden. It was in a crowd. No, out of bounds. So Sean Harrington shut out here so far in this second half, and really an off night. Tons of free throws, but shooting-wise from the field, an off night for him from the court.
Exactly. So far, the story of the game has really been the second quarter. The Maroons outscored the Royals 24-13, and they only outscored the Royals in the third quarter 13-11.
Grissett, Damian around a pick by Penrod. Shot, no. Rebound taken down by Harrington. Going to be in double figures with boards here tonight. Down here to Marcus Howard. Bank, no. Grissett. Rebound outlet to Alish. John in forecourt. There's some of the crowd you see in the background. Some of the Royal great fans right there. Just above the shoulder of John. Now to Lewis. Damian in trouble. He'll need some help. He'll throw it away. Who's got it?
Sean does.
Harrington. He'll be fouled. Most of his points at the line here tonight, and it'll happen again.
John Alish has played a spirited game, not only offensively, but on defense as well. I think this season he's playing probably a notch or a notch and a half better than what he did last year.
There you see John. He's pacing around there. Looks like he's been working out lately. Looks in great shape. There's Alish.
Just coming off Dale Shabert's football team a few months ago.
Looks sensational.
State qualifying team.
Harrington with 20. We'll get 2 shots. This one's good. That's his first points this second half.
How about our answer for trivia question number 2?
All right.
Who was Larkin's first athletic director back in 1962? And the answer is?
I thought so. There he is.
Mike Farrell.
Mike Farrell. I enjoyed his work on Matthew immensely as he moved on. Oh, it's a different Mike Farrell. I'm spelled different. Mike Farrell. Tell me the history of Mike Farrell, because I know he's a legendary folk.
He still lives in Elgin. I believe he vacations in the warmer climates during the wintertime. He was a former teacher and coach at Elgin High.
There's a steal by Harrington with 24 on the night. Harrington, can he go all the way? Ooh, rejected. Nice defense by Larkin. Here comes the Royals. Penrod. No. Follow up. Westbrook. Yes.
John Alish, the key to this team so far tonight, making good passes.
Picking up the action now. Oh, there you see it. Body strike. Shot rejected. What's the call? Twaffle.
A lot of flesh on the ground there. Luke was whistled for the travel. Penrod took him to the team. It looked to be a charge, and then Clayton Thomas is out rejected too, so it's 2 against 1 here.
Westbrook will bring it up. 4:55 remain. Let's see if the Royals can come back here. Westbrook dish it near side. Alish. John out on top. Clayton Thomas in the crowd. Guarded by Marcus. Ziesmer goes to Westbrook. Alish. He's guarded by Matt Ludeman. And Ludeman, what a week it was for Ludeman, as we talked about. Alish Gets around Matt. Runner is good. John Allis working hard here tonight. No question about that. He's a double figures with 10.
Both ends of the court was really the story for the Royals, I think, in this game.
49-40. Harrington. You saw the pick. Harrington in the lane. Shot. No. Rebound. Smallwood will be fouled from behind.
Foul's going to be on Ziesmer. Kevin Ziesmer over Marcus Smallwood. That is Larkin's 6th team foul.
Elgin has a 12-game winning streak here at Chesborough, and that's the greatest run in the history of this facility, which is kind of an amazing story. It dates back to what season?
72-73, so we're talking about 25 years.
Quarter of a century, never longer winning streak at home than currently existing. Going to be a quick timeout for the Maroons with 4:18 remaining. We answered your trivia question. Timeout, Elgin, there you see right on your screen, and we're just enjoying basketball action. 85th meeting this is between these two schools. It's an honor for us to bring it to you. We've got a great crew here from Jones Intercable. Again, we bring you exclusively high school basketball here in Elgin and South Elgin on your favorite cable company. These two teams always, in schools, always have the spirited rivalry. Again, we're not hearing a lot of the noise you do down there except for a cup being tossed onto the court there at one point. It was a situation where Sean Harrington, now with 24 points, he would have 2-4, as we're telling everybody, because he went above Flynn Robinson, and we'll update that stat sheet for you.
We also have that graphic, too, that will show everybody
that's what we're doing.
Top 7 or 8 scores.
So I'm just saying the crowd, as we would saw, there's Harrington. He's going to be fouled. He's going to go to the line.
Here's your graphic.
There it is. Harrington tonight, he'll have a chance to add more points. He is at 1,056 points, 4 points ahead of Flynn Robinson. Again, for the young folks moving into town, Elgin now is 85,700 folks, and many weren't around in the 58-59 campaigns for Flynn, although he was in town into the 90s, was he not? He's back in here. Flynn was a great NBA, a very good NBA player. Went on to have some good seasons with the Bulls, Milwaukee.
And you know Mark Waugh, the leading scorer, played from 85 to 87. Rick Hopkins, as we mentioned, 69 to 71. Rick Sund, 67 through 69, now with the Pistons organization. Chuck Brandt, 56 to 57 were his years. Jesse Henderson from 1988 to 90. Terry Mayfield, 1982 to 84. Flynn, 58 to 59, as Jeff Meyer said.
Good at putting it up to 1,058 for Sean now, as he's got 26 on the night. There's an air ball by Ziesmer, and it's taken down by Westbrook. Westbrook shot no with 3:58 remaining, but there's the whistle again. Lots of fouls tonight.
Well, lots of fouls, and you know, if you stop and think about it, the clock with 3:58 left to go in the fourth quarter is in Larkin's favor, because they're only down by 11, and a John Alish getting hot from the outside, somebody getting a three, someone getting a three-point play could give the Maroons some fits.
Good indeed. Saw Michael Roth going out. Marcus Howard's going to check back in. Roth sitting down with 1 point. Marcus Howard re-entering with 2. At the line is James Westbrook. Get ready for the routine. Spun it behind his back, spun it in the hands, toss, swish. Always fun to watch.
So your Royals on the court right now are John Alish, James Westbrook. You also have Billy Lewis, and Denny Penrod, and Clayton Thomas.
Here comes around the back. There it is. Spin it in the hands. Westbrook bends the knees. This one, swish. He's got 7 points for the stylish junior. 51-42 within striking distance, as you indicated.
Within 9 points right now, 3:58 left.
If they can make a run, hit a couple long ones, they would energize the Larkin crowd on the other side there and make a good run. 26 points for Sean Harrington. He gets across the timeline. Top of the key, Harrington taking over, control time of the game, misses a shot. Rebound's taken down by John Alish.
Well, with Gooden out of the game, the rebounds are hurting for Elgin. I think I see him getting off the bench right now.
Yeah, Gooden is going to come right back in. Westbrook get a shot away. Good defense by Marcus Howard. Coming away with it is Damian Grissett. Larkin, a big opportunity here to score. They could ignite the Larkin crowd. There's no question about it. 3:24 remain. Royals are down by 9. They want a timeout right here. And they will take a timeout.
That'll be a 20-second timeout, according to Coach Tom Canada.
That's the way to do it. Get a chance to talk about it a little bit. Just get that offense in motion just a little bit. Sean Harrington, 26 points tonight. Brett Gooden has 10 points in this tape-delay broadcast. Also, it's going to be for the Royals. John Alish, the only man in double figures with 10, and a very nice floor game for Damian Grissett.
And John Alish, as I've said before, has really been the key, I feel, for Larkin's offense and defense here. He's been there. He's made a couple of key buckets, and he's played some tight defense. And He's really the spark that maybe he's taking his game up a notch. You know, you always hear about coaches saying guys have to go to the next level to pick up one of their guys if he's out of the game, whether it's an injury or something else. And maybe John Olish has taken the initiative to do that and hopefully put a little more spark into the Royals now that Darren Carter's gone.
David Tiller will inbound to Penrod. Penrod back to David. David in the corner now to Grissett. Let's see if they get it down low to Penrod, which is what they want to do. Out of top, Billy Lewis. Your side, John Olish. He'll take a popper. It is no good. Rebound, Ludeman. Ludeman will outlet to Sean. Sean will dish it to Gooden. Gooden will wait for traffic. No, spins to the hoop. He will. Too far under. Out on top, Harrington. Land a three switch.
Well, you can't give Sean Harrington a long look at the bucket at all, even though he's been almost pointless, I think, in the third quarter, Jeff. He hasn't had a chance to put up a big three, but cash in now.
Even in a subpar shooting night, as we would assess it, he has 29 points. There's a turnaround popper. John Olish. No, rims out. Rebound. Good one by Billy Lewis. Put it up and in, and he's fouled. Good work by Billy Lewis, the transfer from Barrington.
Now Brent Gooden whistled for that foul, and Jim Harrington, I think, on the bench saying, I just put him in. I just put him in. But it's tough to play along that baseline. And, you know, Brent Gooden knows the score of the game. He's a senior. He knows that he's got to be an influence on every shot within that paint.
Billy Lewis at the line, 54-44. There's a good look at Billy. Behind Sean Harrington's head for a moment. That toss is good. Man, that one took a long time to figure out what it was going to do. Lewis with 6. Still that range of 9 at 54-45, even after the Sean Harrington 3. Larkin has come back with a 3.
And Kevin Ziesmer comes in for Grissett for the Royals.
Gooden near side in backcourt. Motions traffic says, I'm going to dribble a little bit here. Everybody backed away from me. So they'll play 5-on-4. No one, finally Penrod will come out there. You see in your television set to defend Gooden. Gooden wants to take it down low. Gooden, no. Tap, no. Out of bounds, I think, last touch by Smallwood.
That's the way it's going to be whistled, Jeff.
Again, lots of cameras here. Not only Jones Intercable, of course, for Elgin and South Elgin. You probably saw some highlights of this Elgin-Larkin game throughout all of Chicagoland. It was figured to be a very big game, and it was indeed on this Friday night, January 9th. The Maroons with a steal by Harrington as he almost dribbled right into your pocket.
Give Marcus Howard the credit for that one.
Down low to Gooden. Gooden shot up and in. Gooden with 12 points on the night.
Well, the way Sean fires those passes down to Brent Gooden, you have to wonder if that ball's on a string. You know that?
56-45. Out on top, Olish 4-3. It'll be short. Rebound, no one. Gooden's got it. He's got Ziesmer on his hip, and then finally Kevin a foul, and Gooden will go to the line.
56-45 with 1:50 to go in the fourth quarter. The Maroons ahead, and they seem to have, well, with that 11-point lead, it's still not over with yet, but it just doesn't seem that the Royals have shown any type of consistency, Jeff. I think that's the key, and that may be the key to their downfall here to this game.
Well, you know, just not the offensive spark. They worked hard. They were energy level was up with Damian Grissett. As you said, John Olish working real hard, shooting real well. Certainly they were into the game all the way. Shot not good by Gooden, and then Marcus Smallwood is tied up. And the arrow points towards Elgin. Now there's the leaping ability of Marcus Smallwood, taking a situation where you missed the charity toss, leaping into the lane, which you have to do legally now, and tying the situation up. So Ludeman will inbound.
Well, you know, last time we saw the Royals here on Jones Intercable, they were mired in a real tough season last year, and they certainly have improved without a doubt, Jeff. I think it's, despite the record, they had 4 wins last year, and they come into this game here with a 9-5 record. They definitely have done an outstanding job coming off of a tough season last year.
We saw him on the February 28th game against St. Charles, which they did well in the first half. Harrington leans in, he gets it rejected by David Solar, and the shot follow-up not good. So nice rejection that time. Nice defense by Larkin. And there's going to be a foul. Gooden, was that Gooden or was that just knocked away?
No, Brent Gooden reached in from behind on that.
He's fouled out, didn't he?
I don't know. I think that could be his, I think it's his 4th foul. No, I'm sorry, it's his 3rd foul.
It's his 3rd. I was thinking he had more on there last time. But, so that's all right. He could do that. Team foul, they're in the, now the super bonus, so he'll be shooting 2. Will Ziesmer, 56-45. Elgin against Larkin. Basketball action, Chesborough Fieldhouse. Yours truly, Jeff Myers. There's John Prigge. That's Ziesmer missing that shot. Didn't do well from the free throw line here today.
If you're a Larkin fan, you have to be very proud of your team and to be able to hang with the Maroons as close as they have been on consistently. The Maroons have not been able, I think, to run at 100% efficiency. If you're an Elgin fan, I think you have to kind of be a little curious and wonder, what was the story? Elgin had no trouble putting away teams that were as good as the Larkin Royals. And here the Royals now are going with 1:29 left in the game and only down by 10.
56-46 it is. Harrington will inbound. He inbounds to Smallwood. Smallwood needs help in backcourt. Flips it back to Marcus Howard. That's the southpaw combination you saw there. Marcus to Marcus. Howard flings it now to Gooden, and the Maroons will get patient. 1:15 remain. 10-point lead. There's the foul. John Olish the foul on Gooden. He's going to the line. He will be shooting the one and.
Well, tough game for the Royals. Again, I've talked about it many times. You kind of have to wonder how much is Darren Carter's absence affecting this team. I think they played great. I think Brissett has done a great job, and of course Olish has done a great job. And they certainly, I think, have been more than just a thorn in the side for the Maroons here.
Gooden's first one, he is exactly that. He now has 13 points on the night, just about his average. 11-point lead it is for the Maroons. As the crowd is hushed, Gooden will be at the line. This toss, swish, he's got 14, 58, 46. Far side, it's going to be Matt Krabby. Krabby in forecourt, Krabby down the line, in lane, no offensive charge on Matt Krabby.
Well, when it rains, it pours, huh?
Yes, indeed. So we're down to 1:08 remaining. Little mop up a wet spot there. You can see Sean Harrington. He's not nervous. He's not towing the line, if you will. Harrington's going to get his footing, going to get the basketball from the referee. Going to get a chance to inbound it here with 68 seconds remaining in this tilt. There's a baseball toss. Can you catch it to Gooden? Gooden will be fouled. Man, that was followed nicely by our camera crew. That was an incredible toss, just like you would do that, John Prigge, where you guys run down there and I'll see if I can catch it.
Yes, exactly. Just like I envisioned it.
Yeah. So here we go.
We got a timeout called right now.
Is this a quick 20? Oh, well, somebody's fouled out. What happened? Yeah, there's a foul out. You always get a chance to group around. John Alesh has fouled out.
And a great game he's played too. Again, you know, he's been an instrumental force on the defense and also on the offense here as well. Hit a couple of big buckets early in the game.
Yes, he did. There's Coach Dominic Canada surmising things here with 66 seconds remaining. His team's down by 12. Gooden at the line. Brett Gooden, if you're wondering, is a 6'5" senior. Did a nice job, changed his hairstyle a little bit this year. Had a very good junior year, matured extensively as a junior. Kind of got the shoulders weighted up a little bit in the offseason, beefed up a little bit. Is a very good inside man.
Practices shot from the outside, although I got to admit we haven't seen much of his 12 and 15-foot jumpers this year, but you know, if you don't need them, keep them in the bag.
That's right. You can handle the ball in the open court extensively. This one not good. Here comes Billy Lewis. Down to 60 seconds in this first encounter of the season between Elgin and Larkin. Their three's not good. Smallwood the board. Smallwood will go to the line and shoot two as we're in the super bonus.
Got Krabby with the reach-in foul there. That's going to slow the game down here. 57 seconds left. The Maroons in command 59-46 here.
I wonder, could we, Rich, our fine director Rich, if we can have maybe Herb see some of the cheerleading crew. There's 3 males in this cheerleading crew this year, and that's a first for Elgin High. If we get them in a situation where Herb might do that, one is young Mr. Buttstad. They've shown the moxie and gone out and become part of the cheerleading troops, and we like that.
Call them trailblazers at this school, for sure.
We might not have the best angle here, but they're not far off. You see that cameraman there as you watch it home right underneath the hoop. They're just to the left of the screen at home. 3 young lads going out there and cheering and doing a good job. That started just about the second home game of this year, did it not? Marcus Smallwood. This toss is good. He's got 8 points. Just want to get those guys on camera. Kind of, you know, ahead of their time a little bit. 60-46 is the count. 50 seconds remain. Ziesmer with it out on top. David's got the basketball, goes to Krabby, land of 3, no, rebound taken down by Harrington. Harrington.
I bet Sean's probably had about 7 or 8 rebounds here tonight.
Oh, at least there we are. There's the 3 guys. Nice job, Mr. Buttstad and 2 other gentlemen. They are the male cheerleading troops, along with the regular cheerleaders for the ladies here at Elgin High. We salute you guys. Nice job. They're giving us a cheer there, aren't they? That's nice.
Sending a telepathic.
20 seconds remain. We saw a bit of history there, though. 60-46 is the count as we are away from the action. 21 seconds remain and a foul took place. Gooden will go to the line. Again, his time runs out. We're going to see here, we're going to keep it here for just a couple of seconds. We might see if we can get a quick thought from Sean Harrington. It all depends on how this goes and how much he's bobbed, as he's got many college scouts here tonight.
And he's being pulled out of the game right now to a nice warm round of applause and a big slap on the rear end by Coach Dad Jim for the Maroons. It's also going to be Mark Mallow going to come in and relieve Matt Ludeman, and Michael Roth is coming in. Johnny Holden's coming in for the Maroons. So good time for the Maroons, and maybe the Royals to kind of empty the bench here a little bit.
1,061 points in the career of Sean Harrington, passing Flynn Robinson and going into 7th place at Elgin High.
Sorry, Jeff, I'm interrupted, but I need to make the proper identification. Scott Hankey comes in instead of Michael Roth.
Okay.
And Cobe Chanterbury, too.
Oh, Cobe's in there. Good.
Yeah. And Jack Walensky's going to come in and relieve Brent Gooden as soon as he's finished with his foul shooting. Michael McInger comes in and relieves Damian Bissett. So Dom Canada and Jim Harrington conceding the result here, and each kind of letting the other guys deep into the bench kind of get some playing time.
Gooden at the line's got 16 points now on the night. This toss, no good. And here come the Royals. Billy Lewis with it, down to 17 seconds. Lewis from 3, no good. Rebound battled for. Who's got it? Taken by the Maroons to Gooden. Gooden traveled. He galloped. 8 seconds remain in this tilt. Again, we're going to see what our time configuration here in just a moment. See how it flows. Again, we're watching this tape delay, and we might have just a couple of minutes to see if we can get just a quick word or two on Sean Harrington. There's going to be Krabby Land of 3, and that is going to be the game here. They'll try once again. 2-1. That's it. Game's all over. The Maroons have won for what would be now, of course, the 55th time in this storied history. 55-30 in game total. The final count here was Elgin 61, and it is going to be Larkin 46. Will not have time with the mass of humanity down there as you won, and it is going to be Larkin 46. Will not have time with the mass of humanity down there as you can see. Yeah, well, we will not have time.
We could never even get to our cars here before 12 o'clock.
Oh, and I left my lights on, so that hurts. But again, 61-46, we'll get a chance to look down there. If you were at this game tonight and you decided you'd walk on the court to see if you could be seen on television, well, guess what? You're successful.
And be careful, Herb's got a bad mood on.
That's right. 61-46, there's the big scoreboard. Let's remind you one more time about the great sponsors here at tonight's game. Good folks at Sir Nick's. Sir Nick's, of course, with that great location. They're big fans of both Elgin and Larkin. Although they're closer to Larkin High School, they're right there for everyone in our city and in South Elgin as well. 695-9999, 269 South Randall Road. That's Sir Nick's. They've got great pizza, of course. Wonderful specialty pizzas, whether it be Hawaiian, Mexican, Popeye, garlic lovers, you name it. Okay? They've got it for you. That was my Popeye. And specials every day of the week, Monday through Saturday. Sir Nick's, again, 695-9999. Great pizza we have right here, and we enjoyed it immensely. 61-46 is the count. We have got 1,061 points for Sean Harrington in the history.
You have 29 tonight?
Yeah, 29, yes, sir. That's what I have for unofficially again as we talk. Although we're tape delayed, we are still unofficial because we're coming to tape delay, live tape delay. There, Sean Harrington's going to be on CLTV. Can we see that light right there?
Follow that bright light.
Sean's down there. And again, by now you've seen that, but there's a camera light down there. Harrington is talking, if it's WGN to the nation, if it's CLTV to everywhere from Bolingbrook. Do you have it? I don't recognize the announcer down there, do you?
No, it's channel 48 on your Jones Intercable network there. If it is CLTV.
Yeah, if it is CLTV, and again, as you watch the tape delay, but that's the kind of coverage. Now that amplifies that there extensively. Sean Harrington will become a figure for really the entire basketball world with this, as Harrington will get a chance for major college play, and Matt Ludeman's going to get a chance to be saluted here as well. But Sean Harrington is going to get lots and lots of coverage, as we said, as we rearrange here a little bit. There's some of the fans wrapping up here. 1,061 points. That's what Sean Harrington ended up with. There you see it. Nice work there by Ben Erickson. Number 7 in the all-time list of Elgin High, as you see him talk to the press. 1,052 points for Flynn. Sean went by him tonight into history, past an NBA man. How many times can you go home from a day at school and say, Mom, I just passed up an NBA star point-wise. That is amazing. So that's been the great time that we've had here tonight as we get a chance to kind of mill through the crowd there a little bit. There's a sea of humanity. And again, let's see more of this as we continue not only our Jones Intercable coverage of both Larkin and Elgin, but let's see lots of number of fans coming out to the field house and also to Larkin High School throughout the rest of this season, because certainly it is going to be an exciting rest of the year for Elgin, now 14-0 as we talk with you. And for Larkin, they'll continue to win lots of games this year. They are 9-6 on the season. And John Prigge, it was certainly an exciting night for both squads.
It sure was, and it's a great turnout here at Chesborough Fieldhouse for the Maroons. The Maroons now go 14-0. They've got an exciting schedule coming up here on the road. They're going to be at the DePaul Hoops in the Loop on the 18th of January. And then they will go on the road to St. Charles the following Friday, and then back here against Schaumburg. Larkin, too, has a heavy schedule. They're going to be right in the mix of things here in the Upstate 8 Conference here, too. So what a great way to come back after a 2-week layoff. Keep that in mind. These teams are playing, and maybe that's got something to do with the sluggishness that we saw in the first quarter with the low first quarter score. They both had a 2-week layoff from the Elgin Holiday Tournament, Jeff.
Perhaps a little bit it would be that, the bigness of the game, the emotion of the game, which kind of weighs on you a little bit. The huge crowd, getting used to playing in front of that crowd, and a lot of different combinations as you're seeing the folks continue to mill around there as we look there. There's something new this year. See where it says Elgin Maroons there on the benches. That's kind of a new place setting that is brand new this year. So we're going to get ready to wrap things up here as we get a chance to enjoy this area. We want to thank everybody involved with that. Of course, Rich Hirschberg of our staff, John Prigge, as always, great crew. Herb Wetstein down there at courtside. And we have young John Bortson here, Ben Erickson as always. And once again, repeating the final here on this tape delay television broadcast coming away from Friday, January 9th. It was Elgin 61 and Larkin 46 for John Prigge.
It's the only show in Chicagoland offering you live one-on-one with the pros that know. This is Sports Page.
And Wednesday night means high school extra. Hello, everyone. I'm Rob Goldman. What a wild week it was in high school basketball. Lots of big tournaments, lots of surprises. Both the girls and boys' #1 ranked teams lost. So there are changes at the top of the polls, albeit a controversial change, at least on the boys' side. Bob Sakamoto is here as always to explain what's going on in the world of high school hoop. Plus, we'll meet the head coach and some of the players from the new #1 ranked boys.
House night, as a matter of fact, so we can congratulate him personally. But he has led the team to a 16-0 record. And I'll tell you one reason he's coach of the week also is nobody expected Elgin to be 16-0 at this point. I thought they'd be a good team, but not 16-0, and certainly not #1 in the Chicago area. But they've earned that place. According to Quentin Richardson, even said that they deserve the #1 ranking. So, Coach Harrington, congratulations on being coach of the week of the #1 Elgin Maroons.
Athletes of the week, we got co-athletes again, and we let the ladies take center stage.
They sure do. Lena Wigley had a great game last week, 51 points in a big victory over Spalding, and that's quite an accomplishment when you consider that's only 30 minutes of basketball she played. She's scoring almost the best, 2 points a minute. And then we've got Marianne Kelly from Fremd. This is the first time it's ever happened in gymnastics history in Illinois. She scored a perfect 10 in a meet last week. So we got to have congratulations for Marianne Kelly.
All right, and we do have a new #1, at least according to Sacco. I know that's going to be a kind of a controversial pick, and we had major tournaments going on, a lot of action over the weekend. You saw a heck of a lot of games, a lot of great games, a lot of great teams. Let's take a look at some of these highlights and establish how we got a new #1 here. Now, the first marquee game was Saturday over at Proviso West. We had Joe Spagnola out here last week talking about that. It was Young against Peoria Manual, the 4-time defending state champion. In the standing room only, you were there for part of this one, and it was quite the show. Quentin Richardson.
He was unbelievable. There he is scoring on a spinning turnaround rebound shot. Peoria Manual was trying to press Whitney Young and try and there's a steal by Quentin. Try to press them and make it into a guards game, but Young is just a little bit too composed in the backcourt, and they have too much size, as you'll see. There's Frank Williams hitting a big shot from the corner. It was like Frank against the rest of Whitney Young. He tried to take him on alone, and it's pretty difficult.
They were within 3 at the half, so they were keeping it close for time there.
They were, and then until Whitney Young started going inside a little bit and using their size. There's Coach Wayne McLean, and his strategy was to try and make it a running game, but Whitney Young has too much size. Here's Cordell Henry making a nice move on a layup there. off a pass from Quentin Richardson.
And Quentin ended up, I think, in this game, 30 points, 16 rebounds, had a big game, and another slam dunk there, and the final score, Young winning it impressively. A really good showing at that point. 72-59 was the final. So then Young has to turn around Sunday, hoops in the loop. Here we are taking on Lexington Catholic from Lexington, Kentucky. There's Quentin picking up where he left off. Lexington Catholic was ranked 6th in the nation going into this game, and Young, some foul trouble early in this one, you were telling me.
There's Dennis Gates hitting a 3. That was the beginning of their comeback. They trailed the whole game. They were in trouble the whole game. They had difficulty against Lexington's press. And Dennis Gates had a couple big shots. Here's Najib Eccles.
They go into overtime, and they held the ball, Young did, for 3.5 minutes of the OT,
Eccles
trying to
steps
get
out of
one.
bounds.
Here comes Catholic back, and at the buzzer in overtime, that's David Graves, the Notre Dame recruit, at the buzzer to win it for Lexington Catholic. A real stunner, 60-58, the final there. Q, not a happy man, leaving the court in that one, and that has led to this. And I guess the question I would have to ask you is, Young beats the 4-time defending 2A champ. They've played some national competition. They go around and 12 hours later take the number 6 team in the nation into overtime, losing on a tip-in. All that's enough to drop them down to number 2 and drop them out of number 1, huh?
I'm pretty tough on these kids, aren't I?
I'll say.
No, here's the reason why, and I had the young sophomore team came up to me yesterday to ask me to explain why the change in the ratings, and this is the explanation I gave them, is that when teams beat a nationally ranked team, oftentimes that is reflected in the poll also. Let's say a team is ranked 7 or 8, and they beat a nationally ranked team. I'll jump them up 4 or 5 spots because of that. So I think in fairness, if you beat a nationally ranked team and get pushed up on the poll. By the same token, if you lose to a nationally ranked team, you should drop down. Now remember, Lexington was ranked number 6, Young number 2 in the nation, so that means Young was actually favored against Lexington. So they should have beaten them according to the experts. And the other reason I put Young down was because I watched that game. I didn't think Young played as well as they should have. They didn't play like a nationally ranked team. They had 22 turnovers. That's an awful lot of turnovers for any high school basketball team. Had Young played a great game and lost to a better team, I probably would have kept them number 1, Rob. But in my estimation, they lost to a team they should have beaten. Lexington was good, but they weren't, that much better than Young. I think there's a couple teams in Illinois that might give Lexington a good run and maybe even beat them.
Elgin undefeated. They're number 1. They're here in the house tonight, too. First time we've ever had an Elgin team out here on High School Extra.
Ever in 5 years.
So this is an important night here, and I'll ask, when we get him up here, Coach Harrington, we'll ask Sean, too, maybe how they would have done against Peoria Manual and Lexington Catholic in a span of 12 hours and see how they're shaking their heads over there. Already they know they would have been 2-0. The team that you had ranked 5th, Fenwick, that was another game in the hoops in the Luca marquee matchup. Rod Thompson, we did the feature on. That was the game. You folks kind of saw how it ended, but let's show you Fenwick against Galesburg, another great game you got to see.
It really is.
Joey Range, by the way, was coming off a 55-point game for Galesburg.
Against Lynbrook North. And here is Fenwick, Corey McGetty. And remember, Fenwick's ranked number, I believe it was 7 in the state going into this game, and Galesburg is number 3 in the state going in. So Galesburg had a chance to move up in the polls since Manual lost.
That bucket put Galesburg up by 1. Now here's the final seconds. Here's Corey just kind of dribbling around.
He glanced at the clock as you saw that. He knows how much time he's got left. He lets it go. They're down by 1 at this point. They win by 2. I mean, it was just an incredible finish. Fenwick lost the game earlier this year. Their only loss was to New Trier on a last-second shot in overtime. Corey McGetty took that loss very hard, and in some ways I think he wanted to make sure it didn't happen to him again.
Folks, that is why Corey McGetty is going to Duke. Shots and plays like that. Now, Young, not the only number 1 team to lose and to drop in the rankings. This is an unprecedented weekend. Loyola, the number 1 girls team, they lost in the Chicagoland Prep Classic to a heck of a team out of Indiana.
Lake Central Indiana is one of the best teams in that state, and perennially one of the best teams in the Midwest.
Got a girl by the name of Kelly Camara, that's an excellent ball player, Division I recruit, and she kind of had her way with them at times.
They sure did. I don't know. I didn't get a chance to see this game. I'm just seeing the highlights right now, but Loyola's been having some close calls this year. Remember, Maine South gave them a good ball game, and a couple other teams have given them close games. So it's almost like you could almost see this coming up. Whereas Young beat a great Peoria Manual team by, I think it was 12 or 14 points. So it didn't look, you couldn't tell Young would have a letdown on Sunday.
And you could tell that Camara and Lake Central fired up. 45-42 was the final. Loyola losing there, and that puts Marshall and Dorothy Gators in the number 1 spot. And I'm supposing we'll have Dorothy and some players out here in the near future.
We're going to have to do that maybe leading up to the state tournament for the girls postseason. We'll have that out. But yeah, Marshall is number 1, and it may take a lot to knock them out of that top spot, Rob, because they are really going strong this year. Loyola 2, Lake Zurich. For the most part, most of this poll remains the same. Lyons Township dropped out of the poll. Fenwick remains number 7. Of course, Amanda Papuga, the star player from
they
Lions.
took a hit this week.
She was ruled ineligible now, so that's going to really affect Lions.
Well, let's show you Sacco's selections coming up for this week, starting with Elgin at St. Charles. And that Trib logo means you'll be there. And gee, what a shock that he's taking Elgin.
I
15 guys here rushing the stage if you didn't.
I got to show up at this game to make sure my number 1 team doesn't lose. I mean, that's the worst thing is to take a gamble like this.
I don't know if the pressure is more on you or these kids that are here tonight now.
Put them over young number 1 and now have them lose their first game as number 1. So hopefully, and that's not an easy place to play. These guys know Ron Johnson, St. Charles have a great program, a great tradition out there. It's going to be a tough ball game, but I'm going to go with Elgin.
Detroit Country Day coming over to play Providence St. Mel. That's Chris Weber, Shane Battier, a great tradition they have at that program.
They really do. They came to Chicago area last year and played in hoops and loops, and the coach really enjoyed the visit here and the competition. So right away, he scheduled the game with Providence St. Mel. St. Mel is the best Class A team in the Chicago area, maybe the best team in the state. They beat New Trier in hoops and the loops, and New Trier is a very good ball club. So I'm looking forward to seeing this game, and I'm going to go with St. Mel on that one.
Rich South on the road. Oh, let's skip that one. I got Fremd at Waubonsie Valley. I'm ahead of myself here.
Here's a big non-conference game. Waubonsie Valley, maybe the second best team in the Upstate 8 to Elgin. Fremd, maybe the best team in the Mid-Suburban League North. They're going to face in a big ball game. I'm going to go with Waubonsie Valley and R.J. Luke. It's their home court, so I'm going to go with them.
Now Rich South, they're on the road.
Rich South has got a guy named Jabron Carter. He's only 6'2". He plays all 5 positions for them. He's a great ball player. He's been the heart and soul of that ball club. I like Rich South to come back. They lost in double overtime last night to Richards. They're going to bounce back and win Friday.
Schaumburg at home.
Here's a big game against Conant in the MSL South. Schaumburg's been up and down a little bit lately since they knocked off Westinghouse in the Proviso West Classic. They sort of level off a little bit, but I like them to defend the home court against Conant.
And last but not least, Proviso East at Downer South.
Downer South might be the favorite here because it's their home court and they've been more consistent, but I think Proviso East is making their middle season run here, getting ready for the state tournament, and Stephen Hunter is starting to round into shape, so I'm going to go with Proviso East. All
right, those are Sacco's selections. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll get the head coach of Elgin, Jim Harrington, up here along with his son, their star point guard, Sean, and Brent Gooden is also here, their senior center. We'll talk to them. We'll keep a phone line open for Quentin Richardson in case he feels like calling from Young. There's the number, Q. Give a call to that, or I think we got our hotline number to him as well. We'll come back. Kids from Elgin and their head coach, the new #1 team, when we come back in a moment.
From market trends to consumer advice, making money is your key to financial success. Watch CLTV's Making Money.
Welcome back, High School Extra. We have got a full house here on stage and also behind the camera as well. Elgin is the new #1 team in Sacco's polls, and for the first time ever here at CLTV, some folks from Elgin are here. This is head coach Jim Harrington. That's his son Sean there in the middle, the outstanding junior point guard. And there at the end, that's Brent Gooden. He is the senior center on the team. Welcome aboard, guys. Congratulations, Coach. How does it feel to be #1?
I hope it's not the kiss of death. But in honor of being #1, we thought we'd bring some gifts along here for you guys. And
now you see why I ranked him #1.
Absolutely.
Now you see why. We get the truth now. Here it is.
There you go. Nice sweatshirts for the winter months. We'll put this right up here for Elgin. And I know the kids at Young are probably at home watching this right now saying we should have just brought sweatshirts out there. Are you even hearing any of this, Coach, the talk that, how does Young get pushed down, the schedule they play, the teams that they went up against this week? I mean, you got to feel sympathy for these guys. Awfully tough to play that kind of opponents back-to-back games instead of dropping the rankings.
Correct. George Stanton does a great job. He's got a great group of kids, outstanding young men. I had a chance to see him play last year down in Peoria. They run a class program there, and George goes out and schedules the best people he can to get ready for the state tournament. And sometimes that's going to happen when you play 2 powerhouses back-to-back. And I guess fortunately for us, they lost the ball game on Sunday, but it was a great ball game, and 2 outstanding teams that played in that game, and they did a great job against Manual on Saturday. One of our assistants had a chance to scout that, and was very impressed by how well they played. And they came back Sunday, and the missed shot, rebound, tip in at the buzzer was the difference in the ball game. Maybe we would have been playing another overtime game.
Now, has Elgin ever been ranked #1 in basketball? I know Jeff Wilkins, a 7-footer, was there at one time, and they had a great program back when Bill Chesbrough was coaching. But have they ever been, can you remember, a #1 ranked team?
Well, they told me in 50s, I think it was 56 or 57, they were 27-0. So I'm sure back then they had to be right up there, close to the top. It's the best that we've been ranked since I've been at Elgin High School. So it's just a sign of the type of kids we had in this program, just outstanding young men that work very hard. And, you know, everything that they can achieve right now, this is for them. And this is just a great opportunity for them to be recognized for how hard they work.
You know what happens sometimes, Sean, is the monkey now gets off Whitney Young's back, and now it's you guys are the marked team out there, the #1. Everyone will be shooting for you now. A little extra incentive to beat an Elgin.
Yeah, we know everyone's shooting for us, and they're circling us on their schedule, and we just got to come out ready to play every game. We know that everyone wants to be the first team to beat us, and we just got to play our game.
I said I would ask you the question. Let me pose it to you. What do you think Elgin would have done if you had to play teams like Peoria Manual and Lexington Catholic back-to-back? Or even what do you think you would do head-to-head with a team like Whitney Young?
Fortunately, we don't got to play those two teams in the same weekend. So we know we got a chance maybe to play Young and Downstate, and it'd be a great game. We'd love to play them, and we'd have a lot of fun.
Now, Brent, tell me your honest opinion, because I didn't tell anybody about this beforehand. You open up the paper Monday morning. Hopefully you read the Tribune. I don't know, maybe it's the Sun-Times, I don't know, but in the Tribune, and then, or maybe you heard it from somebody that you guys are ranked #1. What is your very first reaction?
It was a great feeling, but Elgin doesn't take much stock in rankings. We like to prove ourselves on the court, and hopefully we'll meet them down in Peoria.
Were you surprised you were #1, though?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I think a lot of people were.
Yeah, no kidding. Do you use this now as some extra incentive to stay that way, or you just, did you guys even think in terms of undefeated at this point when the season began?
Coming into the season, we knew we would have a good team, and it was just a matter of how good we could be. And we got a lot of guys in this team that work awfully hard, and every day in practice we go all out, and we stick together, and I think that's why we've been so successful. We got a lot of good chemistry on this team.
Coach, what did happen at some point in the season that maybe was an indication that this team was going to be even better than you might have thought, or was going to, has a potential to be, you know, a really great season?
First of all, you never dream of being 16-0. I've never been 16-0 in my life. I think the best I've been is 10-0. But you've got to get lucky. I mean, you got to be good, but you got to be lucky. I always tell everybody I'd rather be lucky than good sometimes. We've had a lot of balls bounce our way. We've had some breaks throughout the early part of the season. Some big baskets against East Aurora, some big baskets against Waubonsie Valley. Big games in our Christmas tournament with St. Pat's, and the kids have played very well. They've stuck together, and when you look at how hard they work in practice, I've never lost my voice all year, and I'm kind of a loud coach, and I haven't lost my voice all year because these kids work awful hard. You tell them to do something once or twice, and that's about all you have to do. We have kids that come early to practice. We have kids that stay late after practice, and besides being the hardest working team I've had, they might be the smartest team we've ever had, too. We've got some outstanding young men on this team, and they're more than just basketball players. They're student athletes, and that's what makes us so proud.
They're the new #1. It's Elgin is here. Jim Harrington, Sean Harrington, Brent Gooden down there at the end. We're going to take a break, come back, open up the phone lines, see what you think about them being ranked #1. Agree, disagree, bone to pick with Sacco or not? He's the guy to call up and talk with, and they're the new #1 team, and we're back right after this. Welcome back to High School Extra, and a little controversial one this week. I kind of like it. Sacco here with a new #1 team in the polls, and that is Elgin. They're 16-0. This is Coach Jim Harrington, his son Sean, and Brent Gooden down there at the end, and Sacco here alongside. We invited Quentin Richardson from Whitney Young to call up, and
my guy,
sure
Q.
enough, Q is on the line. Hey, Q, how you doing tonight?
I'm all right.
You got a bone to pick with this guy dropping you in the polls?
Nah, I understand what he's doing.
You do? What happened against Lexington Catholic?
We came out, we weren't ready to play, and that's what happens when you come out playing that way.
Was there maybe just a natural letdown because of the day before against the 4-time champs? You beat Peoria Manual?
Nah, that had nothing to do with it. We just came out, weren't prepared to play on that day. We were all happy that we beat Peoria Manual or whatever, but that didn't affect the way we played on Sunday.
Quentin, does it come to a point with some teams, and I've dealt with so many championship type teams in the past, where you get maybe, I don't know if it's overconfidence, but you get into a level where you think we can go out there and win a game without playing as hard as we always do?
Nah, that didn't have anything to do with it. We just came out and things weren't really going our way, and we started to pick it up, and it was kind of too late. That's kind of what happened to us downstate last year against Peoria and Manual.
We saw the highlights at the end of that Lexington Catholic game, and you walking off the court, and your face, I think, told the whole story. Does it serve maybe as a wake-up call to you guys?
Pretty much, that's what it was. We all vowed to each other we won't lose again, so too many people want to see us anymore.
Would you like a chance to go up against these guys from Elgin?
Love it. Love it.
I know you probably had a chance. I don't know if you've seen him in person play or just the highlights of Quentin. Anything to say to Q?
He's a great young man. I really respect him. He's more than just a basketball player. He's a student athlete, and that's what life's all about. And he carries himself first class all the time. He's a pleasure to watch, both on and off the court. And I wish him a lot of luck the rest of the way. And I guess if we get a chance to play him, that means we're down in Peoria. So that's great for our program too. So we'll see what happens.
Quentin, I know you're going to be going to DePaul next year, and you're kind of the leader of this basketball renaissance there. There's a young point guard here named Sean Harrington. He's a pretty good ball player. DePaul is one of the schools he's maybe thinking about. You got anything maybe to tell him about DePaul and maybe get him to come along and help you out over there?
Well, hey, come on through. We need all the help we can get.
And if Quentin is a future teammate, maybe, Sean?
Oh, that'd be great. I'd love to give him a few lob passes for some dunks.
As long as you want to come,
look at that.
As long as you want to come and be on the Final Four team.
He has got that Final Four all ready to go. I love his confidence.
Quentin's got confidence. He also talked about in the Tribune today, he gave a guarantee. And in sports, you know, this is a tough thing to do. Pro athletes do this all the time, and they sometimes eat their words. But Quentin said, I guarantee we're not going to lose another game the rest of the year. I mean, that's quite a statement for a young man to make, but I think Hugh's the kind of guy that could back it up. He's got the team also that could back it up. So good luck, Hugh, with that guarantee.
Yeah, most definitely.
Well, if that's the case, we'll see you back out here at the end of the year with a big trophy, Q, and we appreciate you checking in with us here tonight, and hopefully maybe it will come to pass, Young against Elgin. That means it'll be a great game downstate. Love to see it.
Good luck, Elgin.
Thanks a lot, Quentin, for checking in with us, and I think that is a game a lot of people would love to, you guys would love to see it, wouldn't you? You'd like to be banging inside with some of the kids they got there at Young there, Brent?
Yeah, definitely. They've got great size and great quickness, but I think we could hang with them.
Upstate 8 teams, you mentioned some of the teams that you've played against. Certainly, I think the public Red West gets its due. Is the Upstate 8 maybe taken a little bit for granted, do you think? Maybe this puts them a little bit more on the map with you guys being ranked #1?
Yeah, I think so. There's a lot of tough gyms to play in that people don't realize. We went in the East and we struggled there. And we got to go to St. Charles on Friday. And these are tough places to play. And it's a good conference, and I think it's underrated.
You know, question I want to ask in relation to the Upstate 8. We've had R.J. Luke out here. We know what kind of football player he is. Guys, what kind of basketball player is R.J. Luke? Because he's a good athlete.
Against him a few
he's
times,
a good athlete,
right?
but what's he like as a basketball player?
He's a tough player. He's real quick for his size. He's very strong, and he's got a great outside game and inside game, so he's a good player.
Now, let's go back out to the phone lines. We've got a young man calling himself Big Toe calling from Elgin. Hey, Big Toe.
Hey, what's up?
How you doing?
How's everyone doing? I'm fine, yeah. Sorry, yeah, okay. I was going to ask Sean if he has any superstitions before the game, because he goes out there and plays hard. I just never see him do anything the same before every game.
Superstitions before the game at all?
Yeah, I have a few. I always like to eat the same dinner before I go to a game, and it's usually cheese raviolis, and then I have the same socks, and I get bugged about that. They have holes all over them, but I have to keep wearing them.
Tell me you wash them.
They get washed every game.
Whatever works, right?
That's right.
Yeah, I was wondering if Brent had any superstitions.
Every game I wear high socks, and I wear a hair scrunchie around my arm that Sean Ordoki gave me.
A velvet scrunchie?
Yeah.
Well, where do you get the name Big Toe? What are you, the kicker on the football team?
Not really, but I got it freshman year from Frederick Sanders, and it just stuck with me ever since. Yeah, it stuck.
Thanks for checking in, Big Toe.
No problem. Good luck, guys.
We'll let you get going. Appreciate it. We got to hit another break, but Mike and others, hang on the line. I promise we'll get you calls and comments from the guys from Elgin right after this quick timeout. Welcome back to High School Extra. Told you we get you a final at Illini game when it's over, and it is. Illinois beating Wisconsin 62-48, the final score there. We got the new #1 team in the polls. Elgin is here with us this evening. Sean Harrington and Brent Gooden, a couple of the players that are here. Who are some of the other players, though, Sean, that on the team that have key roles and have helped to this 16-0 start?
other 3 starters are Jim Ebert. He's our other post player. He's in there with Brent, and he's done a great job on the boards this year for us. He's going up against bigger guys usually every game, and we don't have a lot of size this year, and he's done a great job for us. Mike Roth, he usually plays a 2 for us. He steps up big in some games and hits some big key shots, and he's usually guarding the other team's better players for us. And Matt Ludeman, he's our 3, and he's done a great job shooting the ball for us this year, especially from 3-point range. And he also guards usually a tougher opponent.
Now, how is it having the old man as the head coach of the team? Is he tougher on you?
There comes the question.
No, I'm treated just like everyone else, and it's been fun. It's been a good 3 years.
Coach Harrington actually tells me that he tries to stay away from trying to overcoach or maybe do too much with it. He doesn't want to let you have your own space and everything. Have you noticed that he's pretty good about letting you pretty much be on your own?
Yeah, he lets us do what we want out there, and if he yells at us, we know it's for the good of the team, and he doesn't get on us too bad unless we did something wrong, and we understand that he's doing it for the better of the team.
A pretty good father-son combination last year won a state championship, Wayne and Sergio McLean, yeah. So maybe that's the winning combination. Who knows? Maybe that's what it takes to get you guys down there. We were talking during the break, Coach. Mention a little bit more about the academics, because on this show we like to stress, I mean, you can be the greatest basketball player in the world. If you don't qualify for a scholarship with a test score and a GPA, it doesn't do you any good. But talk a little bit about, you got a great basketball team, but you've got some great students on your team as well.
Well, we're real happy with all of them. They were outstanding young men. They're more than just basketball players. We call them student athletes, and we're blessed with outstanding kids with great grades. I think we have 5 kids in the National Honor Society in this team. We've got 12 kids that are 3.8 or better out of a 5. We got the #1 kid in the senior class in Matt Ludeman, and he also was very fortunate to shoot down at United Center for the 3-point contest, and did a great job representing the boys in that contest. And then our 2 young kids off the bench, you really got to be happy with them. I mean, they've really solidified our team both on and off the court. They're solid citizens. They're great kids. 6'5" sophomore Marcus Smallwood and 6'1" sophomore Marcus Howard have done a great job both in the classroom and on the basketball floor for us. And we're real proud of these kids. They do a great job in the classroom. They're all, last 3 years, every one of our kids went on to college. And I think that's what life's all about, not just bouncing a basketball, but being able to use basketball, not let basketball use you. And these kids understand that, and they enjoy what's going on right now, but at the same time they realize that down the road that they still have to get an education and let the basketball take care of itself.
All right, let's go back out to the phone lines. Mike and Bartlett's been waiting for a while. Hi, Mike.
How's it going, guys?
Good.
Okay.
Bob, I kind of introduced myself Sunday at the game. I don't know if you remember. You came over to the Elgin fans, and I kind of said I call in a lot. And
that's right. I remember you.
The whole school kind of knew I was calling in today. They were all kind of saying in the halls, "Oh, you calling in? You calling in?" And I told them they all knew I was going to.
What was your reaction, Mike, to Elgin being ranked #1 in the poll?
I was very surprised, but I definitely think Elgin has the potential to go out and beat a Whitney Young. And that was one of my questions, and I had one other. I wanted to ask Brent if he thought that Elgin has the talent to go downstate and beat a Whitney Young for the first game downstate.
I think we could beat Whitney Young. They're a great team, with great players, a lot of Division I players, but I think we could hang with them.
Okay, and my other question is for Sean. Sean, I was at the game Sunday, and you definitely weren't having the best game of your life, but you still scored 20-plus points. I just want to know how it feels when the other players can step up and you guys go and win a big game like that.
It's a great feeling knowing that it takes a lot of pressure off me, and the more players we have stepping up, the better we're going to be this year. And we want a lot of people doing the scoring, and that way they can't focus on just 1 or 2 players on our squad.
Okay, thanks, guys. Have a great year. I know you guys will.
Thanks a lot, Mike. Always good to hear from you. And I guess maybe, Sean, that is maybe one of the similarities with Young, even though they're maybe a little bit deeper, but each have kind of a premier name. They've got Q, and you're kind of the guy that gets the headlines there, but a lot of good complementary parts they have, and you have as well, I think.
Yeah, you need a lot of players on a team. You can't just have 1 or 2 players to make it far. And so far we've had the supporting cast that we needed, and that's why we've had so much success.
Let's go out to Matt. I think he's in South Elgin. Matt, how you doing?
Good.
Hey, Matt.
Hey, he sort of summed up what I was going to say, but it was like a great team effort. I know Sean got in foul trouble early, and Howard stepped in real good, I thought, and Smallwood did good, and Ludeman hit a few threes, and Gooden was just schooling everybody, I know. But
how old are you, Matt?
14.
Do you go to Elgin, or where are you, junior high, or?
Yeah, next year I will. I go to Kimball this year, and because the boundary just changed, so I go to Elgin next year, and everybody that goes to Larkin in my school thought they were going to win. We whooped them.
Well, I know you're a happy young man for that, and we appreciate you checking in.
Thanks.
Thank you, Matt. Thanks for giving us a call. Let's go to Mike in Arlington Heights. Hi, Mike. Michael.
Yes.
How are you?
Pretty good.
What can we do for you?
Yes, I wanted to ask a question for Sean and the guys.
Sure.
I wanted to know, as a member of the last team that got downstate in Elgin, I was wondering what those guys thought of their chances of getting down this year.
Oh, you were on that team. What year was that?
Oh, that would be a class of 90.
Okay. We were just talking about that in the break. Do you recognize the name?
Mike Strasser.
Hey, Coach.
Hi, Mike.
How you doing?
Real good.
I've been waiting for this chance to call for a long time.
Thank you. He's one of the best three-point shooters we had on that team. I think he made like 22 free throws in a row during the state tournament.
Wow.
And really got us going down there and was one of the leaders of that basketball team.
And, Brett, I'd just like to comment that was a nice number choice there, too.
Mike's number.
I don't think he had you in mind, though, when he got handed it to him, Mike.
Oh, come on. He was all over that.
Mike, do you see any similarities between your team that went downstate and this team this year, if you've seen them play?
I watched one of the games against West, and I was just was very impressed. Everyone knows their role on the team. Obviously, Sean is the leading scorer, and Brent's the leading rebounder. But yes, I think they're. I hate to say this, but I think they might be even a tad bit better of the team that I played on. I'm very impressed, and I wish them nothing but the best of luck.
They may have more talent, but maybe you can tell these kids a little bit about what it takes to get downstate, because a lot of times, as we both know, Rob, the most talented teams always don't make it down there. What was it, or what can you impart some wisdom to these young men about what it takes to get downstate?
Well, if I remember, Sean actually he traveled with us, and I can remember throwing around. So we hit a good streak, and as Coach always says, defense wins championship. And as much as I hate to admit it, we did play some defense, and we got lucky and we got down there.
Well, it's great to hear from you, Mike, and wish you nothing but the best in your future endeavors. I know you'll be cheering these guys on as they hopefully can make it downstate as well.
Thanks a lot, guys, and good luck Friday against St. Charles.
Thank you.
See you later.
All right, thanks
Bye-bye.
a lot, Mike. We got to hit another break. We'll do that, come back with more from the guys from Elgin right after this on High School Extra. Michael Wright from Farragut out here a couple weeks ago, putting up some huge numbers lately. Welcome back to High School Extra. It's a final. The Bulls beat Charlotte 110-79. MJ had 33. Speaking of huge numbers, Sean Harrington's been putting them up all season long for Elgin. He's here along with his head coach and father, Jim Harrington, and that's Brent Gooden down there at the end. He is the senior center on Elgin, the new #1 team. According to Bob Sakamoto, in the latest polls, they are 16-0. Back to the phone lines. Jeff in Bartlett. Hi, Jeff.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Thanks for hanging on.
No problem. I just wanted to see what you guys thought of your chances of going downstate are this year.
Yeah, what would be some of the tough competition, I guess, that you would have to face off against? Do you have teams in mind already that you think you might run up against to get there?
Yeah, we got a big game Saturday, and that's against Schaumburg, because we know they're in our regional, and we're going to have to play them to get downstate. And Frem's probably another big team there that we're going to have to beat. Palatine's probably another tough one.
And it's funny, when Mike called in, he talked about you going downstate with that team back in 1990, a little one tossing you around. I mean, the memories that you had from there, did you think maybe someday I want to get at that high school level and be able to do that with my team?
For sure, that's been a goal of mine since I can remember, and it was a great feeling going downstate with those players, and it was probably the best time of my life, so I'd love to do it with these guys.
How old
They
were you
deserve it.
back then, Sean? When you...
I think it was 8 years ago, so about 8 or 9.
Were you like a ball boy in a team or something like that?
Yeah, I just kind of hung around and watched them.
They make it extra special to go down there with your son as the point guard on the team?
Be a thrill of a lifetime. We want to enjoy every game as it is right now, but to have an opportunity to go down there with your son would be something special, definitely.
Thanks a lot, Jeff, for the call. Appreciate you checking in with us. Let me get Jennifer on the line. She's calling from Chicago. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, guys. Hi, Coach. How you doing?
Good, Jen.
Greetings from downtown. just wanted to wish you guys the best of luck this year, and congratulations. I feel you guys really have a good chance of going downstate. I was wondering what team you saw as your biggest challenge to remain undefeated this year.
Our next game, St. Charles.
Is that how you approach it, just one at a time?
Definitely, one at a time. St. Charles, Ron Johnson, excellent coach, solid seniors starting lineup, outstanding ball club, and if we happen to get by that one, it'll be Schaumburg Saturday night. So that's the way you have to look at it, one game at a time. You can't look by anybody because you've got that target on your chest now and everybody wants to knock it off. So that's the biggest one, St. Charles Friday night.
Great. Congratulations on being #1.
Thanks for all your support.
Thanks a lot, Jennifer. Let me get Elaine on here as quickly as we can because she's been hanging forever. Elaine for Proviso West. Hi, Elaine.
Hi, Rob. Hi, Bob.
Hi, Elaine. How you doing?
I'm fine. Bob, I wanted to tell you, first of all, that despite all that joking that Rob did last week about you not coming out in that snowstorm, I'm very happy that you didn't. I think that was real good. And, Rob, the thing I wanted to say to you was I thought Joe Spagnuolo was so appropriately dressed for that show last week. And had I not mysteriously gotten disconnected, I have 11 or 12 other people that wear that same shirt that would agree with me.
Oh, really? I think, unfortunately, it's the only thing he's got hanging in his closet, though, as I know Joe. That's all he's ever wearing.
When he asked me what he should wear, I told him, don't wear a suit. Wear that. You look like a coach.
We kid because we love. We love Joe. We love you folks over there at Proviso West. I'm still waiting for my Proviso West sweats to arrive in the mail.
What is it that you want this time?
This time, good point, Elaine. What do you want this time?
I would suspect, Rob, that your closet has tons of Proviso West wear in it.
Oh, she knows me too well.
But it's the sweatpants you want?
We'll go with the whole suit here, the Proviso West, and we'll do the show where
He's shameless, Elaine. He's
I
shameless.
know. I'm out of control at this point.
You are, but that's okay. We absolutely love the show at West. We listen to it all the time, and so, of course, I had to call and tease you. But, again, thank you for the plug. And
thank you, Elaine. I don't mean to cut you up, but I got to hit a break right here. They're killing me. We want to get the other Elgin kids up here, too, before the end of the show. So thanks a lot, Elaine. We'll take our final break, come back, get the rest of the kids up here on stage after this. With this motley-looking crew, that's the #1 team in the state in high school basketball. Let's let Sean do the intros and take us here from this one end down to the other. Tell us who we're looking at here.
All right, we're going to start from the far right, and that's Dustin Ackman. He's a 6'3" senior for us. He's our 8th man, and he's done a lot for us so far this season. Then we got Matt Ludeman. You mentioned him before. He's also a senior, about 6'1", and he's done a great job for us shooting the ball. We got Marcus Howard. That's one of the sophomores, and he's done a great job of bringing some athleticism to our team and some excitement. And we got Mike Roth. He's a senior, and he's done a great job of guarding the other team's better players, and he's been a great help to our team. And we got Marcus Smallwood. He's also a sophomore, and he's brought a lot of excitement, and I'm sure he's a crowd favorite at our school.
Last four in about 30 seconds, if you can do it.
All right, then we got Jim Ebert. We mentioned him before. He's a senior.
Okay.
Jack Belinsky. He's a junior. John Holden, he's also a senior. And Reno Mariotti, he's a junior.
There they are. They're
Number
16-0, undefeated. That is Saco's #1, the #1 in the Trib poll. And we wish you guys the best of luck and best of success.
Yes.
And maybe get you all out here with a big championship trophy at the end of the year, although Quentin and Young might have something to say about that. But that would be a great game. We'd love to see it. We appreciate these folks coming out here. Elgin, the #1 team. Chauncey here tomorrow night. We'll see you then. Good night, everybody.